Oh, precious channel. It is I, your friend Jerford K. Horkims. Also occasionally Tycho Brahe, Opinionated Pax. Also, Ominifus Hereward Drawn, CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated. But today, we're going to talk about brewing and beer with my friends. To my right, Holly Conrad. It's motherfucking Strix, y'all.
Hey!
It's Strix for me. And then, of course, Eric Benson, Azerbaijan. You might also know him as Detective Benson from Mythos Tales. We are super, super excited.
I'm thrilled
that you were in town and you could take full advantage of this brewing opportunity.
I was very excited too, because usually I just go back home and hide immediately after any event. But
exactly.
I had the opportunity.
We can extend the experience briefly, but there's also some sadness because I understand that you guys discussed this beer at length.
We almost went to the Jolly Roger. It was closed though. We're like, oh, we gotta go. I gotta take you to the Jolly Roger.
Okay, so listen, this is an indication, Holly, that you have made a lifelong friend. You have to understand, we do not. Thank you for all these.
Wow, yeah.
Goodness gracious.
So many cheers.
I know, right?
Your face comes up.
Oh, it does. And it's perpetually a surprise.
It gets worse on Mythos Tales because it's like a scream. And
but you have to understand, you know, when we sit down to write the C team, the bulk of that writing actually happens at the Jolly Roger. Like the Jolly Roger is a
sacred place.
Is a sacred place.
Ground for writing the C team.
I heard the ground is a map.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, so it's the.
I want to see it. I was
the
like, that
ceiling
cool.
also. Yeah. You're going to see a lot of piratical iconography,
I love
of
that.
course, but so
it was closed.
It was closed. It was closed.
Labor Day.
So there was no sliders to be had, and I'm like.
I just love your face.
Exactly. No. Thank you so much for the sub. Both. So listen to this. We have a couple of different things. Obviously, last time we came up with Prafa.
Yeah.
And that's going to be good stuff. We'll get that brewing next week. But
we got the grains.
Do we want to talk about the grain bill?
Yeah.
And some of the other additions?
Yes. And also, we never named the beer.
I know.
So maybe that should be the first part or let's go through the grains and then
and then
propose some names.
Exactly. So Holly, you were saying that you know beer insofar as you like to put it in your craw.
Yes. Yeah.
But not from a manufacturing.
No, I know the process. Like I know basics, but
you know it requires a cauldron.
Right. I know it requires a cauldron and magic and all those things. Yeah. That's what and I do enjoy it, and I like
bugs.
I like good beers.
I'm totally gonna spill all this.
I definitely told Eric about which beers I like. Again, I was like, I'm not messing around. I like the
It's like the coffee, right?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not messing around. I like coffee and I like beer, and I I order a cortado at the coffee shops to show I'm not messing around.
Yeah,
exactly.
And one of my favorite beers is the Old Rasputin.
So good. Oh yes.
Yeah.
That is mean as shit.
And that's my favorite. That's the one I always get. That and Dragon's Milk is another one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, is Rasputin, is that Russian River?
No, it's North Coast, I think the brewery's called. And
yes.
Delicious.
It pours like used engine oil.
Yeah.
It's a fucking mess.
Yeah. There's actually a beer called Old Engine Oil, and it's similar.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really good.
I have seen it before.
Yeah.
It's marvelous. But so this is the first part of it. So Eric, why don't you talk about the grain bill, as they say.
As they say in the industry.
That's right.
It's the lingo.
Exactly. And it's absolutely vital that you use the correct lingo.
Yeah.
Because for two reasons. One, other people will know what you're talking about, and that creates an exclusive club anywhere you are. Even if you're the only member of that club.
Yeah. But you're in the club.
Exactly. And two, it's just, why learn a skill if you're not going to learn a bunch of cool words to go along with it? So why don't you go into those? Because remember, so we actually talked to them the whole time we're making them. So we'll throw out like two options, and then I'll give a few adjectives.
Right.
And so then they're making it with us like end to end.
Cool.
So this is a very, very special one.
Yeah.
So
this was close to, I think, our hearts.
Yeah.
Because it was from the DNC and the C team.
Exactly. So the Drawn and Courtier is like the base of operations.
Right.
It's like, so my character Omen that you played with, this is his mom's inn.
Yes.
So
I knew that.
He grew up in there, right?
Which is awesome.
Yeah, right. And so, but this is what she makes, and you can come and get it.
That's awesome.
Right? And so,
that's so cool. Immersion.
Right? Yeah, right? Like,
immersion.
We've literally taken beer and added story to it.
That's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Like these
Artifacts.
are all of my favorite.
No,
I know,
this is your
artifacts.
shit.
I know.
This is your shit.
I love it. I'm just like fanning myself. I'm just like all of Twitter.
It's so cool. Here, so go into tell Holly about like the grains that we chose and why.
Yeah. So we went with, because when we were talking with the stream, it was very much, okay, what would be available at the DNC? Like, what would Prafa have available, right? It's not going to be this extravagant stuff. She has to source this locally and have it ready to go, right?
She also has to clean the rooms. Like, she's running the whole fucking place, right?
So we went with the chat was like, oh, it has to be a red ale because they're located in Red Larch, right? We got to make it surrounded by that concept.
Right.
So to start, it's an Irish red ale. So we started with Munich malt, which is going to really give us it's what's called a base malt.
Yeah,
and
it's the highest volume.
Yeah, it's the highest volume, which gives us the most sugar.
Interesting.
And it gives a deep amber color, which is super cool.
It's like what I'm curious about is like I don't know the history of beer a lot. I do know like obviously it's been drank for a long time. But I was thinking like where if these are like the areas that they're from in different places, like it's like in Barovia, there's the Wizards of Wine winery, and I was just like, now I want to make wine. And I was like, no.
You go down that rabbit hole.
So because like that's supposed to be like it's Romania.
Yeah.
So then I was like, you could research the wines in Romania, and I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Like, it sounds to me like just sort of seeing your deal and how much passion you bring to it. Like, you're not going to go in for a hobby unless you can go all in, right? This is a hobby that you can approach at any level you want to and get the maximum benefit out of it at every turn.
Yeah.
So that's our base malt.
And like, speaking of lore, like I know D&D lore. Holly knows D&D lore. Like she knows more than both of us combined. I think.
I'm not surprised at all.
That's why I was so psyched. Like I think what did we talk for like 6 hours about D&D last night?
We
it was
did.
awesome.
I spent a lot of time reading books as a kid.
Yeah. So
Not actually playing a lot of D&D because I didn't have a lot of friends, but reading books.
Well, no. When I was a kid, I had it's called like a child's first dictionary, and there's a letter inside from the editors, and it says, "Hello, children. These are your word friends. They will always be there for you." And I was like, yes, yes, I recognize the truth of this.
That and Baldur's Gate, those were my friends.
Oh, the 5 CDs.
Those were my friends. Those were my friends.
Yeah, because that was the time when we were putting in CDs.
Do you remember when you bought it though, and then there was a CD missing?
Yeah, yeah.
And you were like, "What's going in this spot?"
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. So Munich malt is this base German malt that provides an amber color and a lot of sugar to the beer. Then we took that and put in a little bit of Vienna malt, which is its kind of like its sister malt, and that's really a paler malt that's going to give a little bit more sugar and also create head retention. You know, when you pour a beer and you have a decent size head on the top, that's because of the actual malts that you're putting in. The one that's going to give it the most color was the special roast that we put in.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot,
but it also provides this really toasted flavor.
Exactly. So if you look over here, like these are all like all these grains are rated. In terms of like on a scale like where their color is.
Oh,
and so in Beersmith, you can actually put together.
This is a program?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is down the rabbit hole.
This is awesome.
So but
come down
someone made a program.
Come into our Warren and hang out.
Yeah, this dude, I can't remember his name, but he made this as during his PhD program.
Oh my God,
of course. This was it. And I'm like, you're my hero.
Exactly.
Course.
But because all these grains, like their SRM values are known, it can calculate.
Like, check this out. So if we decrease something, see that little beer on the side? Like, it literally lightens up the color.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
As we're taking the grains out.
You put that color back in.
Okay.
You son of a bitch. We had to click on that to make it exactly right.
We were clicking the shit out of that button.
Yeah, exactly. We desecrated that.
Really cool.
Desecrated that increase button. So this is a mix of all of the grains. So what we do before we brew it, you get the grains and then you crush them in a malter.
Surface area.
Yeah. If you wanted to, could you use a mortar and pestle?
You could, absolutely. It would take a while because you got like 7 pounds of grain.
Exactly.
So you could literally
it would be really cool.
Really cool. But you don't necessarily need it ground to a powder.
Yeah.
Right? Because remember, we're hitting
Can
this
I smell
shit.
it?
Yeah, you can taste it.
No, it's even better than this. You can do the whole thing. You can get as witchy as you want on these grains. No, for real, get a pinch and taste it.
Yeah.
No, totally. Yes.
It won't contaminate it.
No. We're not going to put this in the. We're not going to put this in the beer.
Oh, that's really good.
Right?
So
it tastes like grape nuts.
I know, right? So it's a huge blend.
Cereal.
It's a blend of multiple malts.
Yeah.
So try to get a big pinch.
Yeah, so you get all the flavors, which is rad, right?
I could just eat this.
Well, we were like,
no,
when we first did it, I was like, I just want to put milk in this and eat it as a cereal.
I
will send you a show, the first show, where I'm like,
and you're like, well, I'm actually really hungry right now, so I'm just solving this problem.
Well, it's funny because
I got a different one.
Yeah, see?
The first show we had all the grains out in different bowls, and I'm like, oh, Jerry, try this. And then, like, later on the show, we're talking about something else, and he's, like, sneaking out a bowl, and he's like,
no,
I wasn't doing anything.
Like, on his face, and you're like, I saw you.
Yeah.
It was like a cat, like deer in headlights, like,
No, it's like, don't take my grains.
I want these.
We're
exactly.
good.
Right, exactly. But that's the thing, right? That's what we're trying to get across when we do the show. This is a human art form. It's a heritage thing.
Yeah, people couldn't drink water.
It is our, but I'm saying that this whole practice is our inheritance, right?
Yeah.
And so when it comes to these grains, so you're gonna get these fucking grains.
Right, you're gonna do it. This is our snack on the show.
Exactly.
We don't bring chips. We don't bring. Oh wait, maybe we could bring cheese.
We could bring cheese, but I'm saying that these
that would
are
be
all
so good on cheese.
But these are all foods. Like we are making a kind of food.
Yeah.
Right?
I would just stick a block of cheese in there and then just like a dip. And just
No, you know what I would do? I would get the cheese and then I'm just gonna roll it around in
That's
there.
what I'm saying. Just,
And then-
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Good. Great.
Absolutely. Now, go into some of the other additions there, because these are also story-based too.
Right. So we went in and we were thinking, okay, like, you know, after you do the grains, you put in the hops. And the hops
At different phases.
At different times. So the first hop addition you put in is to make it bitter. So if you have a really sweet malt, and this is what this would be.
It is sweet. It tastes sweet, yeah.
You put in hops at the beginning to kind of balance it out.
To even it out, because otherwise it's just syrup,
so
right?
usually you boil the wort, which is once we take all the sugars out of that, it's called wort, and then you boil it for an hour.
That's an old word.
Right, right. But you're making, like, functionally speaking, you're making a kind of grain tea.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's the thing I like.
Yeah. So we'll throw hops at the beginning to give this bitter flavor, or to use bitterness to counter the sweetness. But then once you get to the end of the brew, like the 10-minute and the 5-minute mark, you put the same hops or different hops in, and it's not anything about bitter. It's about flavor and aroma. So like the smell coming off the beer.
Right, because they're fragile,
Yeah.
right? And so if they're in the whole time, like they're getting the
boiling
shit kicked
it.
out. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
207 degrees at the end.
wow.
You're literally like you actually in a normal process you're storing it like a cauldron.
I like this image.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, it's a paddle.
Yeah.
Like, no, you are legit over a cauldron
So
with
rad.
a paddle, making sure that they get mixed.
Well, I mean, this originates with the monks. You know, the monks were brewing the beer, and I'm just convinced they're trashed all the time.
Yes.
All the
I mean,
time.
what else do you do?
This isn't
you pray and get bombed.
No. This isn't a theory. Like
they were.
your instinct about this is correct.
Yeah.
They mastered this, and so it's about like ascetic lifestyle and fasting.
yeah.
That fasting, they're not counting beer.
I actually didn't know that.
They're not counting beer.
Yeah. With my medieval studies degree, I did not know that. I mean, I spent most of the time drawing dragons, so it doesn't really count.
Exactly.
Close enough.
But I love that. Because if you're
That's
not
what's
eating, you're getting trashed.
No, exactly.
Right. But something had to sustain the pain of not eating.
But again, this is what I mean. Like this is our inheritance, right?
Yeah.
And so monks, obviously, they mastered it, and they had a lifestyle.
lot of time on their hands.
But they had a lifestyle, and they had a practice,
Right.
A life practice that involved being able to deeply investigate something, right? But beer is a common thing. So beer in a lot of contexts would have been considered like women's work.
Right.
Right? And so you have a situation where I was reading about groaning beer, which is a beer that is made for birthing mothers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's a special, it's a special, like, I mean, high value, like, food.
Wow.
That's purpose is to assist that process.
That's crazy.
I know. All right.
So, but these hops are, you can open the bag, and when you open it, you'll get like a poof of smell. So, but they're spicy, and they have a notes of grapefruit on them. So pop it open like a normal thing, and just put your nose up to it.
Some rind.
And
Get
it's
that rind.
delish.
Thanks, dude.
Do you just open it like a...
Yeah, like a.
Am I right?
There's no wrong way to do it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, unless you want to part cheesy.
I was going to use my teeth. I didn't.
You could.
I seen her do it. She was
Oh,
opening.
wow.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
it smells so good.
Right.
Jeez.
Dank.
It is dank.
Like
It is
if we
dank.
made like a cereal with that, this
You
would be
could've
like the
fooled me.
Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hops are legal in Seattle.
Yeah, you could have fooled me.
Yeah.
That smells really good. But I can
Right.
tell where the beer smell is coming from.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
But yeah, that's what we associate
with hoppy beer.
With
Yeah.
hoppy beer.
Exactly. But at the end. So the
Right.
aroma part, that's when you're adding them
I
near
like
the
how
end.
they're also pellets.
Exactly. So they're not annihilated.
Yeah.
The oils are so fragile in there.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, because you can get you can brew with whole leaf hops.
Right.
Like I was talking with Brenna over the weekend, and she's like, I really want to take the hops that are growing on the fence and put them in a beer. And she's
Thanks,
like, oh, it would be
Brody.
great for
You're a
Cathris because we don't know what they are, so it's just going to be a mystery beer. And I'm like,
Nice.
Brenna, that's a great idea. I'm like, you're so great.
See,
pro.
that's foraging.
Yeah.
Something else I love.
Exactly.
Picking something up off the ground and or from a plant.
Yeah.
Also love that.
Yeah. So get this. So as we were saying, so you add hops at different points in the boil for different purposes. And depending on the beer, it might be a blend of hops, but we thought that for Prafa, like for her beer, because she also has to run the bar, and she has to like greet people,
and she's brewing the beer.
Exactly,
like, yeah, that's a lot of work.
So for us, we thought it would be good to have a single hop beer, and let's just say, so I'll put this in there later. Like in the actual game, I'll say that she has a trellis or something.
Right.
Because they climb, they're like pea vines, right? They climb for like crazy.
Right.
And so we thought it'd be cool. She could just have a bowl of them near the kettle, and then
just toss
and then every now and then just grab a handful. So here's the beer.
She's busy. Yeah.
So it can't be a bunch of crazy shit. It's got to be one type that she can reach in one place and then put them in at the right time.
Yeah. So the last thing we put in a beer of this kind is called Irish moss.
Yeah.
And the reason we do it,
more shit from the ground. You're gonna love it.
I love it's actual Irish moss, like real Irish moss.
Like you can smell it.
Yeah, I have some at home because I have just like a collection of weird plants.
Yeah. And what it does is
it's clarifying.
It makes all the proteins coagulate and stick together and drop out of suspension.
It smells like the sea.
Yeah. It would, right?
Yeah. There's also another clarifying agent called isinglass.
I've heard, yes. It's also a good word.
Yeah, right.
That's a wizard's name. I'm just saying.
100%.
Yeah.
But that may or may not be made out of fish guts. So
it is.
Really cool.
Yes, I actually knew that. Yeah, I think that's because they say that some beers aren't vegetarian because they do use that. Yeah,
exactly.
There we go.
Yeah, but these are clarifying agents. So when we put this in, it'll be near the end of the boil. And it coagulates and gets all the proteins out, and
it drops them, right?
It drops them, so it clarifies the beer. Like we wouldn't put this in a stout because you don't really need to clarify a stout. It's dark as
you want
shit,
it to be dark.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But when you have a red ale, you want that beautiful crystal clear, like you can see through the glass. You can see the red, amber through the glass, and then see out the other side.
Exactly. Right. Like we want, in order for us to execute like the form of this beer, but also like the narrative aspects. Like this is exactly the right combo, we think.
Yeah.
So it's like do you plan a hoppy beer? Like is she throwing a lot in there?
This red ales, generally speaking, are not.
They're pretty mild.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
Anything with that ale designation is just going to be a completely different realm of IBU.
Yeah.
Like
but you still put hops in it.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
Because you need to, because like I say, we're making a wheat syrup, a sweet, rich wheat syrup. There has to be something there to counter it. Like think about a German beer, like a Dunkel or something like that, right? It's like, those are very, very, very sweet.
Yeah, they are.
And so you only come in at the end with some flavor and aroma hop.
I always tell people if they say like I don't like beer, I always give them a German beer.
I'm like,
I'm like, this is like candy. Just drink this. It's fine.
Exactly. Exactly.
Slowly they can work their way up to the ones that I like.
Exactly.
But I need to get them started.
Yeah. Right. You give them that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say gateway drug.
It's just like the ones that are sweeter. They're just easier to
they're easier to get into.
Yeah, and then you can start, it's like with any drink, like tea or anything. You have to start with something to appreciate the other
exactly.
things.
Like when Jerry got me into roasting coffee, it was like, okay, you can do XXX, but then you're going to get to Ethiopian coffee beans.
Oh, that's my favorite.
And then you're going to stop.
That's my favorite.
Because it's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ethiopian is my favorite.
Birthplace of coffee.
And these are all Ethiopian beans on the table, so
Those are my favorite.
We'll talk about that later. We'll get deep into that later.
Get to it. But we need a name.
Yeah.
We need a name for the drawn and quarter beer. Right?
And that's the chat.
Exactly. Oh yeah, absolutely. So I have a poll here that I can put up. We had heard the suggestion drawn and quartered.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, no.
Which I think is a nice name.
Yeah.
Could work. Prafa is a very pragmatic woman. I suspect she would not have an especially fancy name for the beer.
Well,
probably just be called beer.
Yeah, it's like
swill.
This is it.
Exactly.
This is it.
Yeah, exactly.
Have it, get out.
Knowing your
beer.
character. Knowing your character,
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But hey, if there is Eldritch Cask.
I
like that.
That's good. Red Larch regular.
Good beer, just good beer.
Just good beer. Straight up good beer.
Red Larch regular, like a soldier.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is really cool.
That's a good one.
Red Larch stand.
Brand beer.
Drawn and portered. That's cool.
Drawn and portered.
We might have to do a porter, like a special, limited edition.
Exactly.
Death wart.
I like that. It comes in pints glass beer. Ooh, House Special is good.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Grog of the gods. Little clues. Red Wart port.
Drawn quarter. Yeah, drawn quarter.
Luck of the drawn.
That's good. That's good.
Right. But what if she made it for Audra?
Right. Well, think about it that way.
Right.
Ooh, that could be tempting.
Right.
Beer and
Audra's
loathing.
gone a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, like right. So it has something to do with her being my favorite child. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Odd red.
Odd red, nice.
Red Larch whistle, I like it.
Courtier's cordial beezus, very smooth. There we go.
Welcome home. That's actually kind of neat.
That's nice. That's a sweet one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Homecoming.
Omen's baby formula. Yeah.
Good Omen? Oh my god, that's amazing.
Good Omen.
Oh, that's very
really good.
That's very good right here. I want to throw this poll out there. Thanks so much, of course,
God, those
for
are really
coming
great.
and checking out our beer show. Everybody's having a good time up here.
Those are great names.
I'm telling you, this is the best fucking channel. So we're gonna throw that up there. Everybody go ahead and just take a look at the...
Oh, the votes are coming in.
The poll.
Oh, this is real time.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Here's my back end.
Awesome.
And then Josh can place it right there in the live stream.
Nice.
So you can just read
Nice.
it.
I might, Steampunk Jesus, I don't know. This is a question if Holly wants to give it a try. But she says, but Steampunk Jesus said, can we make Holly eat some hop pellets?
I mean, sure.
It hurts, but you can try it.
After we get... Here, why don't we open the beer?
Yeah. So
'cause she's gonna need something to wash her mouth out because those oils is real.
So
no, you put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, when you were a kid, you ever play like with dirt clods?
Oh yeah.
or like those mushrooms where it's like. Poof,
We didn't have mushrooms growing up. I grew up in the desert, so mostly dirt clods.
Right, and it's just like dust.
Yeah.
This is what it's gonna do in your mouth.
Yeah.
No matter what size of the pellet, it will just go.
And you guys have done this.
Yes. Oh yeah.
No.
We don't
He
stop
has.
doing it.
I did it, and he laughed.
Yeah.
But it's a real thing.
See, I only laughed because I knew it was happening, so I was like a giddy little kid. I'm like, oh my
Right.
god, this is going to be great.
Right. Okay.
Now, if you open that and put it in glasses, and then she has something to wash her mouth out with, then that would be better.
We will take our time.
This bottle was donated or sent in, so why don't you read the letter that came with it?
Oh, hey, gents, let this be proof your labors do please us. I hope this brings some act and inspiration. This is from Tom Person, Sam Hotep. So Sam Hotep is often in the channel. If you are out there, my friend, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's a bit astringent. Gifts. You say, what's that?
If we're doing gifts, you have another one right there.
Oh, yeah. Actually, here, so you go ahead and pour that. Oh, what an amazing color. It must be sour.
Wow, this is so cool.
It must be a sour.
That's awesome.
That is wild ass.
Whoa, the carbonation in this, it
like
feels
pink.
like a soda.
What does the label look like? Oh, there's a dinosaur
It's a dinosaur.
on it.
Tyrannosaurus Groot. It's a Groot
That's
ale.
awesome. That smells good.
Oh, thanks for doing this show, Christina. Little clues, absolutely.
Little clues.
Absolutely.
Oh, you guys open up stuff on the show?
Oh, hell
That's
yeah.
so
If people give us stuff?
That's so great.
Oh my god, look.
Awesome.
Look.
It's
a bottle.
Dude, are you freaking kidding me?
That's so
Clues,
cool.
what
Clues.
the fuck?
What?
That's awesome. Oh, my God, it's more. Oh, yeah, let's say so you can put it.
Dude,
if
I start crying right now, like
clues.
That's awesome.
Each of these bottles
kidding
is
me?
etched with the name of the beers we've made.
Keep delivering on quality streams and new stuff.
That's so cool.
Oh man, thanks Zango. Listen to this.
so rad.
That's really cool.
What is going on here?
They're like lasered.
What?
Fucking.
What?
That's awesome.
Look at this. Acquisitions Incorporated.
That's a great font too.
I love how that it's
font.
tilted.
No, and she used the gosh. I'm gonna set this up underneath the camera, Josh. Let's see if you can see it.
Well,
here, I'll finish the poll. It looks like the Red Larch regular. Sounds good. It's very good for profit too, as a soldier herself, right?
Oh my God, clues.
That's really cool.
Right? You can see the tilted
AI. It's the best. It's drunk.
Ink logo in there. So good.
Oh my God.
Clues, God damn it.
Oh, there's a little one on the back of this one.
Oh, there is on the back of the bottle.
Oh, ho, ho.
What?
It's on both sides.
That's awesome. Oh, it's signed. Did you see it says Jim on there?
That's so on brand.
On brand, yeah.
He would sign his own beer bottle.
Right.
they would like to see the bottles.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, take a look at this bad boy. Here's one for Jim's velvet cape.
If you just lay it down, it'll be in focus on the table.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nestle it in that coffee.
There you go.
Just nestle it in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's all etched straight into the bottle. All right, so what are we talking about here? I've never heard the word Groot.
Really? Because I am Groot.
Well, I know about the movie Groot. What am I getting into here?
Classes are different.
Oh, are they?
Really?
Shit. Okay, I couldn't have imagined a universe. God damn it, clues. All right, here we go.
This is their wild oats.
Whoa!
Oh, that one's awesome. It's like bubbles. They are bubbles. That's so cute.
This one is all bubbles.
I like how there's creative license taken in these too. Like,
Yeah.
No, it's
bubbles.
real. It's a real collaboration.
yeah.
Right?
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Well, now here's the issue with these. They're so awesome that we're gonna have to use them to drink on stream, like what we're doing now. But they're huge. We're gonna be bombed.
No, we're gonna
by
be
the time we get
trashed.
to Mythos Tales.
We're gonna be trashed. Now, it's okay. I'm
fine.
gonna
That's
set
a
this,
big cup.
I'm gonna set this down here. Now,
stein.
so go ahead and grab
Whoa.
some of this hop. Yeah, that smells wild. Grab a little bit of that hop, a little bit. I'm just, I'm being a friend to you right now.
I wasn't a friend to him.
Holly Conrad.
I just wanted to see him.
Perfect.
Okay.
Right.
This looks like I'm gonna make a mistake. It looks like dog food.
Just tuck it right into that crop, and then. But it's interesting, right?
It's not that bad.
No. But it has the explosion and then
Oh, there it is.
the coating. There we are.
It sneaks up on you. It's
Then
like,
the coating. It's like a cat. Like. All right, now let's take a sip of Sam Hotep's
Oh no.
Tyrannosaurus Groot.
Oh wow, it's really good.
Whoa, that's super interesting. Yeah. Give it a couple seconds.
I was like, it's not that bad. Oh Jesus.
No, that is really nice.
This happened to
and
me
juicy.
with his hot sauce. Like he's like, oh yeah, try this. Put this hot sauce on. I'm like, oh, this is nothing. It's like the 357.
Oh, actually,
357,000.
Just on chat, it did kind of taste like licking the Switch cartridge. It did a little bit.
As well?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just too much.
It was too much. Yeah, it's
too
like,
much.
It's kind of like that though. It's bitter.
Exactly.
He's turning into Strix.
Yeah. No.
There's a lot of similarities.
There's a lot of Strix in there.
Yeah.
It's the brand is real.
Yeah.
The brand is real.
All right, now, so we are doing well. I think we've accomplished a lot in the first 35 minutes, right? There's a lot
sure
of
you don't want more?
education.
I mean,
no, you're fine.
You could mow down on it.
Exactly. So,
I'll just leave. I'll leave him here.
just come get him. Come get him at your leisure. Now, but here's the cool thing, right? So we got a good thing. Red Larch Regular.
Yeah,
that is a fucking awesome name. Ballin'. Right? Yeah,
Good practical.
Get that exactly, but practical, but also
really,
Good
really
branding.
cool.
it's really perfect because it does both things. Like it is either that ship of the line soldier, right? Or it is an expression of just ultimate practicality in naming, right? Now,
Two things. One.
oh no, hold on. This is
so cool.
No, but Mike Bueland made this for us. So if you answer a question, just touch the question and it'll disappear.
Oh, shut up! Really?
Yeah.
What did we just? Oh, can we make I'll eat some hot? Yep.
What? Oh, wow.
Okay, no, I do want to thank Mike Bueland. He made this cool back end so that whenever you ask a question, Inky the Sigil grabs it and then gives it to us in a UI that we can manipulate with the tip of the fingito.
Amy
so it's
P.
very good.
Falcone in chat with us.
Enter the trash
Enter
with.
the trash with.
Oh, Amy, so good to see you out
awesome.
there. So good.
Yay.
Hell yeah, it's really Amy. She's in here all the time. Now,
The other question was, can we get Holly to eat some crab morsels?
What do we?
I don't know if we should put her through that.
What?
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. There's
You
no
guys.
reason. There's no reason.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of garbage. We want you to put in your mouth.
You know what? Look.
You
I'll eat whatever.
You
I'll eat whatever.
hey,
it's fine.
You got to be on brand sometimes.
Yeah.
right?
You established this framework.
Yeah,
right?
it's true. It's true, and it is the truth. Like it is. There's a lot of reality in that.
That's right,
as
that's
I
right.
stick my hand back in this.
Yeah. So it's the right choice. Now, so we are done with that part. We got a great name for it. Now, while we have Holly Conrad, Commander Holly, with us on the stream, we should make a Strix beer.
And fully
End
supportive of
to
this.
end.
Yeah.
End to end. So let's jump in there.
Love it.
Spilled on myself. So you said that.
So like I said,
I was like, whoops, it's fine.
so but it sounds like you guys, I'm not actually mad. I think it's pretty cool. So you guys actually worked. You guys had a conversation already
Yes.
at some point in this 6-hour marathon of
Yeah.
yours.
Right.
Well, it's cool because Holly and I have been chatting, and we're nerding out about SCA. We're talking about all the beers we love, and then we have a mutual friend, Jessica, who is on one of my D&D streams.
Oh.
And we're like, we're all hang out. It's like, okay, let's all go get beer and talk. So,
we did.
And that,
Hell yeah.
It was
Told stories,
and
told yarns.
many, yes.
Spun yarns?
Yeah, spun yarns. Talked a lot about D&D, as you do.
As one does.
As
Yeah.
you do.
As one does. Now, so what do we have? Like, what basic concepts did you guys gin up? So if Rasputin is your favorite,
Yeah.
is that why you were talking about maybe doing a stout?
Yeah, also, Strix likes dark things. She's a
Right.
little edgy.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's definitely
her
her.
look is edgy, but she as a person is not edgy at all.
no.
So, weird, gross, dark things. Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah,
we
know how.
we can operate on
We
that.
know how.
Cool.
So when we talk about stouts, there's 4 main kinds, but 3 that are classically used. The classic stout is a dry stout, and any brewer can run it off. They're incredibly easy to make. It takes more time to
Explain it.
say it than to develop the recipe. It's 90% pale and 10% roasted barley. And you're done.
Oh, here. So Strix, or Holly.
It's fine. Either works.
But it's like this. So this was the surprise to me. So if I think about a stout, I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you probably just use like the roasted grains for that. It's 10%.
That's crazy.
All that color comes from the roasted component.
Just 10%.
At one grain per 10 grains
Wow.
is enough to make it look like that.
Wow.
So that's that classic dry stout that everybody's had.
Right.
Then there's sweet stouts, like the dragon's milk.
Yes, that one's sweet.
It's
Yeah.
super sweet, and that's done by throwing in lactose and sugar right into it.
Interesting.
So I mean,
Is that
Straight
like
into
Guinness? Is that like what like
no Guinness.
Guinness
is its own
its
beast.
own thing? Okay.
And
Guinness
Gui-
personally isn't my favorite.
Yeah.
No, and it's different
Like-
per country too.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's Guinness is an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Like I like Guinness, but you have to work your way
I
up.
like it, but I really like it in Ireland. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. In
Yeah.
Ireland, I'll just keep downing it.
Yeah.
Like anywhere else,
it's
I'm just
not
like,
the same
eh.
recipe.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's why.
Yeah.
There you go.
This
Or
is
the
a-
same water, which the water in Ireland is better.
this is a
Well, the
recognized
water makes
phenomenon.
all the difference in
Right.
brewing.
right, and
Yeah.
in coffee.
And in yes.
We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
So dragon's milk, stuff like that, is a sweet stout, and that's all done by adding sugars, lactose. You can actually add milk into it if
That's
you really
crazy.
wanted to.
Yeah.
Dextrose. So that could be an option. But the one we classically think of, like Old Rasputin, is called an imperial,
Right.
Which is super high ABV, which I'm completely cool with. But
Fine.
Right.
you use a lot of black malts in that. Like literally, most imperial calls for a black malt,
Right.
And roasted barley, and you can throw in chocolate malt. So you're giving it these delicious flavors.
Yes,
Yeah.
but each one of those is at a slightly different point on that SRM.
right, when
color
you're
scale.
brewing it, too.
Yeah.
Got it.
And like Old Rasputin, even though it's an imperial, it's still a little sweet. So they'll add caramel into it
Yes.
as well. And that gives it that super sweetness, even though it's an imperial.
So Strix, and growing up, she was a baker in Sigil. So she actually worked in the ladies' ward as a baker.
I love Planescape.
Yeah, she used to work in the ladies. Well, she was dumped in the hive, didn't know who she was, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Survived as a collector for the dustmen, and then was brought
These are all
into
words
the,
I know.
Right?
was brought into the ladies' ward.
Someone who gets it.
Right? That's what I said. I'm like, We got back after drinking. I'm like, oh my god, I have a D&D kindred spirit now because she knows just as much lore as all of us. And I'm like, this is the best.
I have in my office, not 100 feet from here, I have all of my Planescape books.
Yeah,
like they're all on the shelf.
Oh, I have mine, and I got them signed by Dieter Lizzie at my first Gen Con. Oh,
tell them about the
yes. Okay, so
this is so cool.
So my first Gen Con, I met because I have the Lady of Pain tattoo.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
See, I never saw that. I never saw the head.
Yeah.
I only saw the dress.
This is like 8. I don't even know how long it is, but it's the Lady of Pain with a little D20
and it
on
should
top.
hurt to have her
Exactly.
iconography
I know. I get mazed, but it's fine.
Yeah.
So Dieter Lizzie was my favorite artist growing up, and his books were amazing. So I went to Gen Con, met him. And, he was like, oh, so cool, nicest guy. Like, I was, like, meeting my biggest hero, and I was so nervous. And I was like, oh,
Isn't it nice when that actually, like, works?
Right, no, for sure. And I'm just like, and he was so nice. His wife was so nice. And I bought one of his originals, and it's the picture he did of the mortuary from the Factals Manifesto.
Oh, the cover.
It's the Dustmen Mortuary. And it's the same one they used in Planescape Torment when they designed the mortuary that you come out of.
At the beginning.
And, at the beginning. So I have the actual art of the mortuary like framed, and I have the Factals Manifesto, so you can open it and see it there, and it's on my wall, and I'm just like, oh,
that is great.
It's that's like my prized possession. Like I just like touch it every day. I'm just like, that's my home.
I gotta go. This comment is the best. Eric, I'm a D&D fan. Tycho, I'm a fan from way back. Holly, hold my beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Well, so I was going into the provenance of this Strixbeer.
Yeah.
Okay, so she was a baker in Sigil. She worked at a bakery where a Bariart had, which I still don't know if I pronounced right, whatever. Goat people.
That's how I call it.
Yeah, goat people. She had, she lived. This Bariart made an orphanage, also a bakery. Didn't tell the nobles and like the rich people that were coming to the ladies' ward that the pastries were made by orphan tieflings in the back of the bakery where she was living. They all died for some reason, and she survived. And long story short, it was traumatic, just like everything else. But she used to make donuts. They used to make donuts. They're like their signature dish of this bakery was a donut shaped like Sigil. Because Sigil's this donut.
Siggles.
Yeah. So they would call them the Sigil. I had never came up with a name with it, which I should.
City of Doors.
Yeah, the like door donut. Yeah. So it was a donut.
Door nut.
So they're really popular at like parties because people they thought it was, they decorated them as the outside of the city.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So that was one of her things. She was a baker, and then she lived in the Feywild with Baba Yaga. That's where she became a sorcerer. And then recently she spent 50 years alone in the forest in Barovia. So she spent like you do. So I'm debating whether or not we should make it Barovia themed or Planescape themed, like Ravenloft or Planescape. Like if she were to make this,
right? Like what would she do? Would she influence it from her old days in the bakery,
right? Or from
this 50
Barovia.
years spent in solitude,
yeah.
Or is it a hybrid?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So if we're going for the Barovia thing, first of all, before I continue, let me just take a moment to say that this is great.
yeah, right.
And that it's the best.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that it is real.
Yeah.
The end. Now we're
I
gonna
got
fucking
you, Cutter.
get into some shit.
Let's dig
Do
right
some
in.
planar cant.
What if it's
By
like
the way,
this?
bonus for planar cant names in the beer.
Yeah.
Bonus for
Ooh, yes, big
Pretty
points.
cool.
Big points. Now, Barovia, I feel like with Barovia, we can sort of get over into your really dark stouts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if she grew up and it really is in a pastry sweets type context, what if we go hard on this dark?
Oh, hey, Danny.
Oh, hey there. Hey. What if we go hard on the sweet, on the stout that is dark, but then it has the sweetness in it?
Yeah.
Like, what if that's not the combo?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Right?
I like it.
They're really good. That's a good combination.
Listen,
like
dark and sweet.
She can't. It's like she can't do it. Like she can't actually fully commit to the darkness. She has to have this other.
It's
extra.
true.
Right,
well,
right,
that's
right.
the character. It's like she looks
Right.
real edgy, but like when you meet her, she's not edgy at all. She's just a weirdo.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to me, that's a nice surprise.
Yeah, it's a really cool way to
Yeah.
look at it. Well, and I think it's cool because we can literally encompass all of Strix's background,
Yeah.
like that whole journey.
Well, exactly.
in a
It's
sense,
like
right?
it's like Strix's background in like a potable liquid.
Is it possible
Yes.
to put something
Yes.
to put something like
A rat.
I mean, we could throw a rat in this and see what happens.
I would drive. I'm okay with that.
It's just like, it's just like, it's like the scorpions and the lollipops, or like the vodka or whatever, the tequila.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you want to throw in?
To put something like mugwort or like elderflower, like because
elderberry.
I was thinking something like something really weird but non-toxic, like mugwort, like something like.
Yeah. Oh no.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
It's like D&D. It's like yes, you can do that.
We're at your service.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, I have a whole. I love like foraging and like
It would
herbal
have to
things.
have an herb. Yes, it would have to have an herb in it somewhere.
Yeah, but something that's also has medicinal properties, which I had researched for some reason a while ago just because it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it is legal in Washington. No.
It's medicinal. It's medicinal for reals.
Strix is fun time beer. Strix is calming juice. I was like,
chamomile.
Chamomile is good. Chamomile would be great. That would actually taste really.
You know what I mean? Like that might be kind of cool, actually.
Or like a black tea or something like that could be neat. Like right?
Yeah, a black tea would be good. Or even like I'm drawing a blank, but I started blending my own teas a while ago because that's also a thing that I decided to do.
You're a nerd.
But I did it was blackcurrant, which like that's a pretty common blackcurrant's pretty common.
Right.
And
so
Grey.
you found something?
What is that, your face?
No. Listen to this.
Okay, you're whispering. I'm scared.
No.
Imagine.
You look here.
Lavender? That'd be pretty sweet. I bet you that grows in Barovia.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Someone's got to clean up the smell.
Does lavender grow in Romania, which is fantasy Barovia? It probably does.
Yeah.
But have you ever had any beers?
Not beers,
or
no.
any alcohols?
Tea, but not any alcohols.
So lavender, if you drop fresh sprigs of lavender like into a vodka, it turns it into magic, basically.
Whoa.
Like the color, obviously the purple is not it. That's a very fragile part of the
right,
plant,
of course, yeah. But
by the time you strain these out, it is this beautiful like golden color.
Oh wow!
Like on the darker edge of it, and also it has a really really interesting, as you know.
Yeah, lavender's good.
Yeah,
lavender
I've also had
really
lavender coffee.
Yes.
I've had lavender, which is very good. So
I feel like lavender
could be an option,
especially just when I think about the palette and everything. Like lavender might be an interesting.
Yeah, that would be good.
Might be an interesting one in there too, and especially because of its taste, which is sweet, but a little dark.
Exactly.
Inside that mix, that might be really good.
It'd be good because it's good with sweet. It's good with chocolate.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if it's good with chocolate, I feel like the palate is a little bit similar with dark beer.
And we don't boil with that probably. We drop a sachet of that into the cold tank
into the fermentation
can.
to dry hop it afterwards.
Yeah. Lavender is very magical. There's lots of it's calming. It has calming properties. Exactly. Which I feel like Strix needs. She's like crying, just like smelling a lavender sachet, just like.
I think lavender is a winner.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
really
go.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good. I like this collaboration of what like you guys think too is what represents Strix.
It's amazing. I think this is going to kick ass.
Yeah.
All right, here. So you guys start putting together the grain bill.
So let's go with an imperial stout because that's going to be rad for Strix. I mean, it's hard, you know. It's gonna have a little bit higher of an alcohol content,
which is great.
Which is perfectly
That's perfect for me and for Strix.
yeah. We all really want that.
It's great for all.
Yeah. I can there are times when I just drink a bunch of beer and I'm like I feel nothing and I don't know what I'm just like
Well, why did I do that?
I'm just like I wanted at least like a little bit.
I was here for a specific purpose.
Not one thing. Yeah.
It's like you go to McDonald's like after they stop serving breakfast.
Right.
That's when they change their whole business model.
Yeah. You're like I came here for a purpose, and then that's when I usually get the old Rasputin, and I'm like, hey, now we're good.
Yeah. Right.
So yes, high alcohol content. It's great.
So we could go one of two ways, and we've talked about this. We've done this before, and maybe we leave it up to the chat. But we could use the traditional pale ale as the base malt. This is what's going to give us the sugar, like the biggest bang for your buck of sugar, which raises the ABV. Essentially, that's the point of it.
Right.
So we can have pale, which is light, it's crisp, it's clean, or we can touch back on that Maris Otter, which is toasty and nutty, and it gives a toasted biscuit flavor.
Biscuit. I like that. The pastry, bringing the pastry in there.
Right.
Bringing that.
I didn't even think
bringing
about
that bakery
Hey,
note.
Always on brand.
Always on brand.
Always on brand.
Bring that bakery note in there.
Let's toss that up there then. And then, we'll get to this.
Yeah.
We will get to this coffee.
God, this is.
We will get to it later.
Yeah, I have been. I can't wait to talk about.
Can you guys help me figure out what this taste is in here? I'm getting. I know the fruit underneath it. I'm with that. I can get it. There is something in there. Something big and spherical and fuzzy.
What's interesting is it tastes. I mean, it's
It tastes
almost
like the sweet grain.
It's almost like there wasn't any bittering hops, and it was just left on its own. And you're getting a grain flavor from it.
Yeah, exactly. The profile is so weird.
Yeah.
Because
it's got none of this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that might be it.
Yeah.
And that might be the main thing that's coming across.
It's
right?
wildly cool.
It's really good. It's definitely one of those ones too where I'd be like, "Oh, you don't like beer? Here, take this."
Here, try this, right?
Because it's really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no like a point of entry to this. It tastes super good.
Right. Like you don't have to just crawl into it, but you can just dive down the whole,
Maris Otter, my friend.
Okay, cool. Let's check out some Maris Otter. Now, when we do base malts, like a pale malt for an imperial stout, it's going to be 80 or 90% of this malt. But what I think would be neat is let's pull that back to 70%. So we can start adding really cool flavors.
Here we go. So there was just a Steampunk Jesus, like, hey, Groot is specifically a type of beer made without hops.
Nailed it!
There you got it.
Fucking nailed it, guys.
High five, you did it.
I can't believe.
I'm sorry, I give like sad,
that
was my
no. Like, exactly, like that's what it's missing. But anyway, so
it's
that's
got none of that.
But that's why they're in there. Because, for us, like the hop, like the beer profile, like where we expect things to hit are within certain ranges, and this is just not there.
Yeah.
Right?
I still taste that though.
Yes, of course, it's real. So you're getting a very different Groot experience.
I'm like, I don't know, but that's still
perfect.
my mouth.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Adding the hops later.
Yeah, with
All right.
my face.
All right, I like it. So we're basing in there with that biscuit,
Get that biscuit, yo.
that baking scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, as we do this,
Yeah.
we'll probably start.
I'm
We'll
watching
adjust
the
these.
chat. I'm not just staring into the distance. Like,
Oh my god! So that's it.
Yeah.
It is just
grain.
it's just the grain, but the entire flavor profile is based on the yeast.
Yeah. Yep.
that's really cool.
So weird.
See, if you needed to make a beer where they couldn't grow hops,
Exactly.
you would do this.
We could put a Groot together.
Okay, so we're gonna jack this up because what original gravity does is it tells us where our ABV is going to be, or where we're going to try to pinpoint the ABV.
It's sort of like it's like a measurement of the sugar content of the wort, right?
Trash beer brewed in an alleyway.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna be a little bit classic. Okay, we got witchy trash beer.
Yeah.
Okay, not just hooch. Okay?
Witch's stool.
Such as like,
Man.
that is a good name. That is a good name.
Yeah.
It's just-
Svedrick, the ABV is alcohol by volume.
Yep. And
So we're making an imperial stout, so it's going to be this way.
yeah, so if you look down on the brew screen, you'll see the estimated original gravity on the top, and then estimated ABV. So as we start to increase our hops,
That's crazy.
you'll see the ABV.
I love that someone did this.
Yeah, right. It was a PhD student's project, and I'm like,
I
you're
hope
my
he just
hero.
does this now.
Yeah, I
Like-
hope so
Exactly.
too.
Yeah.
But take a look, right? So now the bitterness, because there's no hops in this
Right, of
recipe,
course.
it doesn't exist. And then the color.
It's in the red.
Exactly,
The red
right?
alert.
It's like, and then the color for the, obviously coming off
See
of
how you
that
can-
pale malt, there's
Right.
just nothing there.
Yeah.
Got it.
So let's bring this up a little bit, and now here's where we can get into
The specialty malts,
playing around with specialty malts. and
the specific
flavors.
blend of the dark malts.
Right. So we can look at black malt, which is delicious. This
brand.
is yeah. And this is what's really great about this program too, especially if you're new to brewing. You can literally read about it. So it's an unmalted barley. It's going to be dry, but gives a coffee flavor. So and see this number, the 500 next to it? The SRM is the color scale.
Okay.
So I'll show you what happens when we just put a touch of this in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right now it's at 1
Color's
pound.
blind.
Yeah, we're not going to do 1 pound because it's going to come out to be like midnight, but well, I didn't even work even darker. but check this out. We'll put a quarter pound in.
Quarter pound.
And see the color, the beer on the up corner?
Whoa.
Boom!
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's how much black
That wasn't
malt
even
can-
that much.
Yeah.
No.
That's
no.
crazy.
So
No.
we
and,
could,
and here's the thing: is that we're going to put multiple dark specialty malts in here. I'm sure.
oh, absolutely. So if you want to write that on,
I got black malt.
Black malt giving a coffee flavor.
So
Exactly.
this fancy of a profile, would you be able to buy a beer like this, or is this just like really they would do even this fancy of stuff?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there's the craft beer nerds out there bottling this shit.
Yeah, especially as more and more breweries pop up.
Right.
Because it's all of us that have now grown up and we can start a brewery.
Right.
And we're all nerds about it. And
Because I try beers all the time, but
Yeah.
I'm just like randomly, I'm like, oh, this one looks good, and people will suggest them to me. I'm like, great, thank
Yeah,
you.
Exactly, but this is the best part, right?
Now
This
I
is-
know, like,
now,
which is like,
now next time you sit down, see, this is it, right? So this is why we got into coffee roasting too,
which I love.
right?
Yeah.
The next time you sit down and have a beer, it's going to be informed by this hour-and-a-half conversation
Yeah.
that we have had,
It's just
right?
alchemy, which I just
It's the same,
I
Right.
love that.
Same.
actually, it was funny. Like Amy Falcone was
The
like the Falcon. She's like, "Did you know you can make essential hops in the Pico Brew?" She's like, "I'm totally convinced that this is alchemy," and I'm like, "It is," and that's why we love it. And we'll do. I'm like,
course it
Amy,
is.
we will make essential oils for you in this.
Oh,
thing. We'll
that's
try
so
it out. See
good.
what
Of
happens.
Of course, yeah.
So.
Something else I looked into making. It's every time there's something like, can I make this?
yeah.
I'm just like, where can I do
Yeah.
this?
Absolutely.
You should see my garage. It's crazy.
It's just hanging
It's
with all
insane,
different.
yeah.
So our first choose your own mouth adventure is going to be between black malt and what is your other suggestion for a specialty malt?
So we could do roasted barley,
Okay.
which is another.
Oh, that's a
roasted is
classic.
classic.
That's a classic.
It still gives that coffee flavor, but it is bitter. Like it'll add dryness and bitter to it, or bitterness to it.
Cool.
So we can do those two first.
Yep,
and,
yep.
and as the poll's going, we'll talk about some other flavor.
Exactly. So first, out of these two, let's
Right.
choose one of these two coffee notes.
Right. 100% black malt.
They're like, no.
Add 20 more pounds.
Yeah. Just don't put anything else in, just all black malt.
It's
That's
just
it.
like, we know.
Imagine a dark malt.
Yeah,
Imagine it real dark. Like on stage, I just like, there was just this shadow. It was like a hat. It was like me, like, it was great.
No, honestly, that was one of the best games
that was one of
we've
the
ever
best
done.
actings I've ever. Yeah.
It was so.
I had so much fun.
It was so fun. We got to get you back up there.
Well, I
heard
know
it
you.
first.
I know you didn't distort the contract.
No,
No.
but
shit's
you didn't pick up on that when you were on stage.
No, but I was
Really?
like, no.
Omen is
no.
bad.
No, Strix is very believing, especially to people. She's like, they're my friends.
Yeah, she's
And like, we spent enough time together with
Exactly,
Strix. She's
like
just like, my
buddies.
friends.
We rode dinosaurs. We killed
yeah.
things. We traveled
except
up
for Jim.
butts.
But
except for Jim.
but we were all
That-
friends.
Fuck that guy.
But
No.
like, that's why she even helped Jim, because she was like, everyone else has been really, like, Viari gave her the hat.
Yeah,
Everyone was
exactly.
really nice. She was like, oh, well, he's their friend, even though I think he's awful.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
but, I mean,
yeah.
but that interplay, to me, like the interplay was so good. It's like a lot of times when you have a party and you're playing with somebody new, it's like everybody sort of wants to like make it work and like be
Yeah.
cool. And then obviously, I mean, I'm doing that, and then Viari is doing that too. But Jim is not.
Yeah.
He's not like that. And if he had tried to do that, like, I don't think that it would have been as.
No.
It wouldn't have been as good.
That's why when he tried, he was like, I'm gonna give you this beer. I was like, I spill it. He was like, don't want any of this.
I don't know. I think the best part for me was when you're like, "Oh, that's a spell you don't have."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen that Twitch clip.
I lost my. It was.
The funny thing is, I didn't even think about it. I just did it I was like, I'm spiting him. I'm getting him.
Yeah, it was good. Well, hey, so we're at Black Malt on that
we got
first
some
one.
black malt.
Good one.
Where are we going
Excellent
next?
choice, guys. Okay,
Yeah.
let's bring it back and say chocolate malt.
Chocolate malt's good.
This does exactly what you think it does. It's going to give a little bit of color, or a lot of color still, but it's nutty flavor, and it's going to bring in that chocolatey flavor.
Sort of
too.
pastry-y.
Yeah, it's in that pain au chocolat.
Yeah. Chocolat. And let's see.
I love how this is like a mixture of all the things.
Yeah.
Like that's perfect.
Yeah, it's great, and this is all great. And let's never stop doing this show.
I know.
Let's just do it for 12 hours.
And the thing is, I would like over the convention. So many people came up to me.
It was honestly surprising.
Yeah, it blew my mind.
Well, you know what it is? Like we're in here, we're hanging out with Josh. It's like, I hope Josh likes it.
Yeah. I'm like, there's gonna be like 5 people that want to listen to us talk about beer, but then it's everyone. And like, I had a smile on my face from ear to ear for the entire convention.
A lot of people wanted to talk
That's awesome.
about it.
Because everybody just wanted to come up and talk. They're like, thank you for doing this show.
Well,
and I'm
sure. But again, right? It's ours.
Yeah.
Like this is
just a passion
our invention.
project. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and what's really neat is we get to develop, this product or this heritage that we have, but put it into a story based on characters we love and we've known.
It's ballin' now.
I'm I'm gonna go home and like I don't live up here, but now that I've like I have all these wonderful new friends,
special friends.
I'm just gonna go hang out in the chat and just be like, hey friends, I don't leave my house in LA, so now I'm just gonna hang out here.
No.
Can't get rid of me.
Actually, come listen.
I'm here.
I'm here,
ready.
guys.
Every name, it's like Holly, stop. They're not all planescapers. Stop. Just get out.
We'll put you on full time. So chocolate malt. We got nutty chocolat. Right? What's next?
Special B. This
is a classic. Dude, you're trying to push Special B every day
I know,
into these beers.
But it's so good. This is another. It's not as dark as chocolate malt, but it's as the description will tell you. It's used in Belgian ales, dark Belgian ales. Extreme caramel flavor. So
Nice.
I'm thinking like, the donuts.
Yes,
right?
donuts. Yes.
So
Pastry donuts.
I mean that could be a reason to use.
But hints of
Special
it, not overbearing.
Yeah.
Just like.
Oh no, because
Whips.
remember that might be its taste, but look at the bill.
Yeah.
Like, we've got a lot of. I mean, now we've got 2 other malts in there,
Right.
contending with it.
And there's nothing to say we couldn't use both of these if we really
I like how
wanted to.
Special B just sounds like
Right?
It sounds like we don't know what this is. We're gonna put it in there.
Yeah, we're just gonna go with.
It's gonna catch on fire.
Yeah,
You want to pre-order that CD? You want to get the special?
Yeah, this is a B-side.
Exactly.
It's good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they want that. Now, what I would say is that next time, let's put chocolate malt and then one other, especially one, and then if they want to have a chance to get the chocolate malt in there, along with the caramel and the coffee, like this is going to be a pretty neat taste.
I completely agree. The first one was the black malt, right?
Indeed.
Okay, let me add some of that.
Yeah, they wanted a crisper, cleaner, minimal bitterness on the coffee note.
Strix isn't very bitter. And she's not really bitter. She's more resigned to her fate. She's not spiteful about her lot in life.
Right.
Makes sense.
She's doing her shit.
Yeah.
Yep, Special B came out on top of that one.
Did it?
Friends, absolutely.
Awesome.
So the next step, we'll put chocolate malt back in there, and then we'll choose one more flavor.
Okay, and
I also need salty tears from all the crying that she does.
all right.
It's fair.
There are.
Just put a little bit of salt in there to represent tears.
Yeah, actually, there's a beer that you actually do put sea salt in. It's called a Ghost, and we could make a tiered beer.
That's amazing.
It's really good. What was the one we were just doing?
Sad wine is Strix's special juice. Yeah.
That was what I put up in the. That's from the game.
Yeah, the sad wine. Just tears.
Oh man, I gotta get those
Great.
They're
Okay,
good.
so here's the other question. Well, actually, we can go into this later. But so the next grains we can do is actually just add caramel, like a caramel crystal, because what that'll do is
a crystal.
yeah, it's called crystal malt.
Whoa.
So, and what that does is
which is tray witchy.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you see beer and it has this really great like head retention, like the head stays on it for a while. That's because of
The tiny bubbles.
yeah, and it's actually from the malts you use as well. It's and that usually what does it is these crystal malts we put those in beers to develop this
Like German beers.
Yes, and so that could be a really cool. You know, we don't have to impart a ton of caramel flavor because we've got that from the Special B.
Right.
But we could put that in. You know, if we want to say, oh, there's a giant head of beer on this thing, so that could.
Yeah.
be
Now, exactly. So I'm going to put this vote out there between Crystal and Chocolate. Keep in mind that our color is good. Don't worry about the.
Yeah, we can, and we'll play around with the gradation of the Special B and chocolates and darken our color. So don't worry about the color scheme.
Yeah, yeah. Purely approach this poll from a mouth perspective.
Right? Yeah, like
Okay. Like, what do you want to taste?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Should we?
Oh, they're loving crystal malt.
Yeah. Well, just again, which?
yeah, it's cool, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
It's on brand.
It's cool. I like it. It sounds neat.
Oh man, it's starting to race.
I love, it's like sometimes we'll get these polls and they'll be like 50-50. And I'm like, they're just screwing with us, so we have to actually make the decision.
Right.
You're like, oh no.
No, Crystal's running away with it.
Yeah.
It's running away with the game.
I have another science question.
Yeah.
So when you open a beer and it like bubbles out, why does it do that? Like, I mean, some do that. Is it just because
you mean
they're...
like the foam comes out of the top?
I'm just like,
It could be fucked up.
Yeah.
It could be fucked up. Okay. Cool.
It actually could be infected, and that can lead to it.
Okay.
It could have just been shaken up, and the carbonation is springing forward.
It's like more like a weird, like I think it might just be fucked
It's
up.
fucked up, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't drink those.
No, you're gonna get a weirder, like the foam is gonna be a weirder texture.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if you like sours and things like that, like it's still like okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's probably infected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the other flip side of that is it's over-carbonated.
Okay.
You can actually over-carbonate a beer.
Yeah.
Not
So
just
instead
like
of
shake it up.
Right.
Yeah.
But you could literally over-carbonate.
I can tell like
Crystal
the
malt.
infected idea because I've opened them and like
Whoa, wow.
whoa,
Yeah.
nope. Mm-mm. Yeah, cool. Now I know.
So in the past beers that we've used Crystal in, we've always used it for both color and flavor. But for this one, we don't have to worry about color. So we're going to use. So the way it works is it's on the Lavabond scale, which is one of the color scales, and you can do crystals all the way from 20 Lavabond all the way up to 120, and it just escalates in darkness.
Oh,
Nice.
but we don't need it for color.
We don't need it for color. We're just doing it for pure flavor. So we'll just use a crystal 40 and throw that in there. And what it's also going to do is give us, I know, right? See?
I can't stop. Things are in front of me.
Yeah.
This I might grab. It's just here. I don't want it near me.
Push it away.
Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll add maybe a half a pound and see where we're at. So we can darken this beer up. If you look on the scale down there where the color is, so most of these imperial stouts lie in the 30 to 40 range. Right now, we're on the bottom end of the spectrum of darkness.
Right, yeah. We that's not what we want.
No, I feel like with Strix,
We want
I could be wrong, but I think with Strix, the darker the better.
We want the darkness to increase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I mean, what?
Have you noticed when I sign her name, it's like a metal band?
Yeah, yeah. The guy from the darkness actually comes out with the jumpsuit on. That's like the V down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little crazy.
Yeah. It's like everything aesthetic about her is super edgy, but everything else is not at all.
No, the boys, none of it.
nothing.
So here's the question, and we can talk about this and pose it on chat if we want to. Do we want to increase our black malt or our special B malt for color? Now, when we do this, if we increase the black malt, it's going to increase the chocolate flavors. But if we increase the special B malt, it's going to increase the caramel flavor.
Ooh.
So there's the choice so that we can play around with.
Chocolate or caramel is really what we're asking.
Right.
Yeah, porque no los dos.
Both are good.
Yeah.
Both are good.
fantastic.
So it's really up to you guys in the chat what you think would be more appropriate.
You have to kick it up to 11. Strix 9. That's good. No. That's super good.
It's a premium channel. That's all I can say. Oh, we good?
No, I was laughing.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, exactly. Which one goes better with the lavender? Out of those two, between the caramel and the
let's think about the taste,
coffee.
right? Yeah, think about the taste.
yeah.
We already know that lavender coffee is good.
Yeah.
That's a recognized phenomenon.
Yeah, and actually, that might be a conversation more for when we talk about.
Don't worry,
yes.
don't worry. We have another level of this shit.
I said I was excited, so I just started throwing things out there, and they just ran with it.
Yeah,
so.
no, it's super funny because we were messaging back and forth, and I'm like, oh, what about this beer? What about this? What about this? What about this? I mean, it's so much fun to talk. It's like talking about D&D, right?
Yeah, it's the same.
Like we could talk about this stuff for hours, and it never gets.
I think we started talking even more like on Twitter when I was like, I just want to make meat, and you were like, I can help you do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
We know how to do that as well.
Yeah.
You just need a bucket.
Oh, this is
that's what he said. I was like, what?
Yeah. Man, black,
neck and neck.
neck and neck, really. But yeah, I feel like black malt is going to take it. I'm going to
Chocolate.
give about 5 more seconds.
I like the concept of a little more chocolate
Me
going
too.
into this, especially
Me
if
too.
we talk about adding coffee. I don't know. So there's so many.
There we go.
options.
All right, black malt. So pump that black malt. Crank it.
Crank it.
That malt. Whoa.
God damn.
Okay.
Oh, I just thought of a really good name.
Did you? Tell us more.
Strix's Sticks. The River Styx.
No, exactly.
That's great.
We don't have to do that. I'm just saying. I was thinking names. You know.
Yeah. But I remember when you were, it's like the dinosaur, like 18, was covered with shit, and then you're like putting sticks on there, and he's like, I don't like this, and you're like, I could put more sticks.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
I was trying to not do a good job, just as a.
It was really
Yeah,
funny.
'cause, I mean, if you do a good job, they're just going to want you to keep doing it, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
You know, you want to be like good, but like not great.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so
So look at the color now.
Yeah.
It's
Evil.
dark, and we only cranked it up just a little bit, like by another quarter of a pound,
right,
and it's black as midnight now.
yeah.
And
And
is.
look at the head retention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Crystal Malts.
Thank you, Crystal Malt.
You could put something in there and you wouldn't even see it.
No, no.
And I feel like that kind of play. You could just throw anything in there.
You
and
could.
just screw with people.
You could.
Like, hey, this is great. Try this, Jim.
All right, now what do
Try this, Jim.
we got next? What's next on the list?
Here's the thing. Right now, for me, I don't think we need to put anything else in this.
No. Grain Bill's done.
We have to talk about where do we want our ABV to fall.
Yeah.
Right now, if we as is, it's going to be around the 8.5. Do we want to make it more potent, less potent? You know, these Imperials go as we see.
Oh, they can go
the margin
so high.
is
More
usually,
potent.
Yeah, 8 to 12%.
Let's just say more potent.
Yeah.
Let's just like I feel like more potent is going to win on this.
I'm going to say lore-wise,
Yeah.
when Strix was in the forest for 50 years, she just wanted to forget that.
No.
So-
It could be even different than that. Like, what if it's a situation where because she's Strix, she has set these kegs up. She has set up these casks in different places, but she often forgets.
Yes.
yeah, right.
So by the
Yeah,
time she
it's like-
finds it, it's like, oh,
It's in the ground. It's like, oh, great. And it's like, uh-oh, it's like 15 years too
Yeah,
late.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
It's okay.
yeah, it's still good. It's still good.
It's so good. It's been aging.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's been aging.
It's been
Cask
aging.
aged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a thing.
Cask, I know, yeah.
Stellar temp. Now, so let's
So,
take it to the hoop.
how far do we want to bring this up? Like, just tell me when to stop. Just tell me. Oh, there's a hit.
So
We're
where's
at
the- where-
8.9
So where's our ABV here?
on the bottom. The bottom one.
Estimated ABV. Oh goodness.
So this was what it was at. It was at 8.6.
Yeah.
We can just add a little bit of pale malt. Be like, hey friends,
Just goose it.
8.9.
At least 9.
At least 9.
Yeah.
9.1.
One more tick. 9.1 is, I think.
9.3.
I like denominations of 3.
Yeah.
The rule of 3
The
is
rule of
very
three,
important.
right.
9.3 is good.
9.3 is
Okay.
good.
Nailed
Because
it.
it's threes within threes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
Same page. Now, all right, so that is looking real good. So now we need to start talking about how you hop this thing.
Okay, so stouts are a different animal when it comes to hopping. You don't really want to overly hop it. I mean, unless you want that flavor. But most stouts, you only hop at the beginning. To,
Some bittering.
To bitter, because we put a lot of sweet stuff in here. I mean, this is
Yeah.
going to taste sweet because of that caramel flavor and the chocolate. So we kind of want to not dial it back, but just bitter it up a little so it's not just overly sweet.
Right.
And it's not too rich.
Yeah, you want it to be like a good drinkable beer,
Yeah.
not too overpowering.
Cloy.
Yeah,
Cloy,
there you
exactly.
go.
And you don't want it to be, especially when you get into the higher ABVs, they become a little medicinal
yeah.
in flavor.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of counteract that.
Right. That makes sense.
So some classic hops are for this. Right here, Challenger. It's spicy. It basically brings us spicy and fruit.
Fun names.
Right.
It's right in the, oh my gosh, no, this is a tall list.
Oh my god.
But the alpha, that's right about in the middle.
Yeah, it's not going to be
not
punch you in the
nuts.
face with bitterness, but it's also going to give us a fruity flavor.
And it's tough enough.
spicy.
It's tough enough to handle this.
tough enough. Yeah.
Right.
So that could be one that we put on the list. It's a classic, an absolute classic.
It's from the UK, you know.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Another one that's
I was just gonna say fuggle. I mean, hopefully
Fuggle?
this
Fuggle?
Yeah.
hopefully
That's
this
a good word.
hopefully
Yeah.
this pleases
super
you.
fun,
That's
right?
a good word.
We might come at it. We might
Fuggles
come
is
at
a
it from
classic.
the fuggle.
Is a classic
Just for the
UK,
funniness.
right?
It's an amazing name.
But actually, read the description. It's mild, soft, fruity, spicy, and woody.
That's
Like
good.
it's living
Woods.
in the woods of
Yeah,
Barovia.
that's good.
So Fuggles could be another one.
UK is closer to Romania, fantasy
Close
Romania.
enough, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
close
yeah.
enough. You could do a photo shoot there. No one would know.
Yeah, right. They got castles and things.
They got castles and things.
Here, so
yeah.
you would put up Challenger and fuggle.
Well, and let's look at one more. Target. This is higher in ABV or
in alpha.
Alpha, which isn't a bad thing. We just put less in.
Exactly.
But it's going to be floral and citrusy.
Oh, nice.
So the floral could go along with
the lavender. That'd be really nice. Yeah.
So there's a lot of really cool options, and this is where the hops come in and steer the beer in a different direction. Or intensify the flavor, we could say.
So tell me more about that Challenger again, so I can tell the people. Sure.
So Challenger is going to be a little fruity and spicy. But
Okay.
that's a classic stout hop.
And then for fuggle, we're talking about that's also spicy.
And Warlock is a what? Fuggles and Warlock is a craft beer company in Vancouver.
That's awesome.
Is that really true?
That's a great name.
That's awesome.
I feel like this is going to be hard on Fuggle. I feel like everyone's going to
right. Fuggle Rock.
Yeah, see,
right?
Fuggle's going to rule it, but the story also, the background, the woody nature,
That is,
I feel like
yeah.
it's just a winner.
I feel like the woody will also contrast that really sweetness too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it might really play well off of coffee, the coffee flavors as well.
Yeah.
This is going to be a complex taste.
I am so stoked right now.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh shit!
Wow,
Fuggles.
Fuggles.
Fuggles crushed it.
All right, we're win.
I think we're good on this one.
Some people were like, no, I want citrus.
Yeah.
They're like Target. They're like Target. No, come on, floral. No,
Nope.
you lost.
No, Fuggle.
Fuggle. Get those Fuggles in
It
there.
was pretty good, yeah. Pretty good.
Fuggle Rock, drink your cares away. Yes,
Oh no.
absolutely.
That could be a song.
Worries for another day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Down in Fuggle Rock.
Yeah.
That dog was always drunk. It
Oh
looked drunk.
fuck.
Oh yeah.
Trash heap. You think trash heap is?
Yeah.
You think trash heap is straight
Yeah.
edge?
No.
No freaking way.
Trashy. It's just kindred spirit.
Right? So we'll pretty much put most of our hops right at the beginning. We don't have to do additions on the back end. You don't need
No. The rest of
floral- you don't need
the rest
notes
of the
coming in.
tastes are really they're built out of those grains.
Right. So let's. Now, what do you guys think, and chat? Do we want this on the high end of the bitterness spectrum or the low end of the bitterness spectrum? It's not gonna be overpowering. It's not gonna be like an IPA style.
Right.
sense of
No.
bitterness.
We did that. It's not gonna be like War Priest.
No.
Thank you so much.
But it's going to dial back a lot of the sweetness. So if we go low on the bitterness, you're going to get a lot more sweet and a lot more of the caramel flavors coming through. But if we push the bitterness up a little, that's where we're going to get a little more of our coffee flavors
Exactly.
and chocolate flavors.
It's like
coming
treble.
through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. That's a really great
I
analogy
think
for it.
pushing it up a little bit.
But just crank it up.
Yeah, because I think that coffee flavor, because I feel like it's going to be really
That-
sweet already too.
That acid sort of note up here.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like with all of these sweet notes and stuff, like
There has to be something else to counter it.
right.
We need like a giant statue, like one of those like Middle Earth statues. It's like fucking hey.
Like the ones where they drag through the river, where
Yeah,
it's
it's
just like,
like,
nope,
No, don't go this way.
nope. And they go through anyway.
Yeah. Not here.
Like who built those? They're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. It's just like, no, there's nothing out here.
Put a giant dude holding his hand up. Perfect.
Hey, we got this.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Yeah. Very impressive to no one, because there's no one there.
No. There's just some Weta guy up there just like chipping away at it.
Oh, Weta,
I've been here for 500 years.
They plan these things very early.
You're right.
So what we'll do is we'll do an infusion at 60, right when we start, when the warp starts to boil, and then halfway through the boil at 30 minutes, we'll do another infusion, which will increase the IBUs dramatically as well. It won't impart the aromas and flavors because it's still far away from the end of the boil.
Right.
And but it's still going to add to the bitterness. So we're going to come in at around 75 IBUs.
Cool.
75 IBUs?
Mm-hmm. That's where an imperial. But don't think of it as like a. We think about that high IBUs because we drink IPAs.
Yeah.
But in an IPA, there's just pale malt.
Oh, there's nothing to fight with.
There's nothing. Yeah. These hops are doing battle with all of these delicious flavors.
Right.
So you're still not gonna. It's not gonna be overpowering.
Yeah, it has to be there just to be in the game.
Well, also because of the high ABV too. Right. It's different.
That's right.
So
right.
That's another reason we will put more hops in.
This is easily the strongest.
This
just
is
so you
beer,
know,
yeah.
This is the biggest beer we've made on this show yet.
Not only did you destroy Jim last night, now you're kicking Omen in the throat.
No, so like a substantial.
She would never do that. She would never do that.
It's a substantial increase. But again, remember, she's finding these long after the fact.
Right. Yeah, just in under a tree.
Yeah.
A raccoon's been peeing on it. Well, you know.
It could be a situation. No, it could be a situation where she like has a batch and she's gonna bury it.
Yeah.
And she thinks this would be a good place to bury one, but she has already done that.
Yeah.
She's like, oh.
Gets that one up, puts this one in.
I guess it'll be
Happy
good.
accident.
Great. Won't remember this week. Just walks away.
All right, hey, so
it's real. That's real. That's canon now.
Yeah, right.
This is canon now.
Canon.
it's in your diary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cauldron brewed.
So
That's good. I like that.
Did we knock this thing out?
We knocked it out of the park. Now let's talk about
Yeast,
yes,
right?
yes.
Oh,
I'm just itching to get the coffee.
Well, here. So
No.
so let's choose the yeast, and then let's start talking about the coffee.
Okay.
Because you're going to be talking about coffee in terms of like dry hopping, right?
No.
You want to use coffee
okay.
in the fucking.
So there's two ways that there's two.
Fucking madman! This guy's Barovian for Ralph.
No.
I'm just creeping out of the shadows.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Good evening. Hello. How do you like your coffee?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Carbonated.
Yeah, carbonated and
I'm
high in
traumatized.
alcohol.
Yeah. Man, you know what? Let's eat a bunch more of these grapes. All right, here. So yeast, and I actually had. I'm gonna put something out there. Mm-hmm. So we've done a couple twists, Precious Channel, when it comes to the yeasts. So we actually have 2 batches of Jim's Velvet Cape.
Yep.
We have the batch that we invented with your help, but we also have another one with the base yeast. So one of them has a Bavarian yeast for that traditional German beer flavor. We also have the Belgian yeast that we worked with you on to give it some of those wilder flavors of bubblegum, clove, and banana. So that's pretty exciting, but I wonder if there isn't something to try on this one as well.
There is, actually. And I'll get to it in a second. So
Right.
I talked about it right now. Usually what's interesting is you would just use, on this type of stout, you would use the Irish red is actually a big
yeast for that?
yeast for it, which a lot of people wouldn't think. But the way you can trip that up and play around with the flavors. Hold on, let me find it. I could probably just type it in and be better. Oh my God, there's a yeast called Darkness.
A beautiful strain for stout.
on.
What is this?
Take the Irish thing off the poll because I want to
Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
put Darkness on there.
Here, Darkness.
I have never heard of this, and that's awesome.
Beautiful strain
Caramel,
for
has caramel.
stout, porter, brown, and amber ales. Darkness produces a unique character that matches up perfectly with roasted and caramel malts. It's alcohol tolerant. Great.
Okay, so we can use Darkness.
Nice.
That's so cool.
Perfect.
I've never seen that before, and I'm so glad I went down this list. But
in the chat, like envision a darker dark. Something
Exactly.
darker.
Imagine a dark
Yeah.
thing.
But tastes real good.
Yeah. Tastes all right.
So there's darkness, but the way to play around with this style, and a lot of people
is
use
at the yeast level?
Yeah, and they'll use a California ale yeast.
Oh, these California yeasts. I've heard of them.
Yeah.
These young California
worst.
yeasts.
Yeah. They just
worst.
sit on Venice Beach, pump iron, and...
I wish they all could be California yeasts.
Oh, come on. Really? That's what you're going with?
No. So what do we got here?
So the California is, you'll see it here, it accentuates the hops a little bit, but what's
it's
nice is it's clean. So it's not going to diminish all these amazing flavors we put in. So whereas the darkness is going to accentuate the flavors, the California is actually going to be a very clean, crisp, and...
Just a boo in the chat. Just boo.
No, Jerry, that's bad. Wow, you got nailed for that one, man. Imagine a sunny California.
Now imagine a dark sunny California. We had an eclipse.
Yeah, we have fire and ash raining down on us
we
today.
have ash. My car is covered with ash because of our volcano.
Wow, okay.
Wow, the darkness reigns.
You didn't even put the explanation, you just put darkness. It's like you knew.
Well, listen, we know what's going on here. It's called darkness, and
Right.
that's what's up. I never heard of it.
I've never heard of it. I just want to try it.
So do you have to like now go source these?
Yeah, so
it's
there's
so
a lot
easy.
of... It's so easy. There's so many cool ways. I always encourage people to, if they have local brew shops, go support the local brew
It's the
shop.
same. It's like a game shop.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're small places.
Yep.
They're local.
Huh.
You know what I mean? It's like that FLGS type thing.
Right.
So if you can, and it's available on hand.
Nice.
But there's a website called Northern Brewer.
Yeah,
that
which is just it's the place.
It's the place. I remember way back in the day, they started out as a magazine. Like remember how you'd buy like all your old RPG books through magazine?
Right.
Like they'd send you a magazine, like the old FASA magazines, right?
Would be at the end of like the book. There'd be like, hey, here's a catalog.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing. Northern Brewer started out with a catalog of all of the brewing equipment and stuff. But now, we have the internet.
Yes.
And they're absolutely phenomenal that they have everything you could ever want and they ship it to you in 2 days.
That's awesome.
So there's two ways to go about it.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna
Darkness
it
won.
turned out being darkness. Yeah, but
I would
100
say so.
votes.
Yep, not one, of course.
Yeah,
I'm super excited.
it went fast.
It went fast. I was like, smash that darkness.
Smash that door.
Just smash it.
Now, Imperial yeast.
All right, so there's the original build. I'm going to hand this. What? Yes.
Oh no, I'm just.
Oh yeah.
What are you thinking?
I was going to hand this over to you because you taught me how to roast coffee. So you have a much broader knowledge of the beans and how they would affect flavor. So I brought 3 different styles of coffee beans. They're all Ethiopians because God,
it's the
Ethiopian
best
beans
coffee.
are great.
They're the best.
On Earth.
Yeah.
And they have flavor profiles there. So if you want to go through these different flavor profiles,
Exactly. So, yeah, we say Ethiopian coffee is the best. That's not an opinion. That is.
No, it's good. It's really good. Yeah.
That's not an opinion. That is just the truth. Anyone who trades coffee professionally knows that. It's incredible. And it's incredible because of the stuff you're seeing on these labels. So, in addition to the rest of the recipe, which we have established,
It's high alcohol.
it's high alcohol.
It's really dark.
It's got coffee notes coming in and being reinforced at multiple levels.
Right.
We have an ability to make the coffee aspect of this stand out, but also sort of bump it into an artisanal
right,
tier.
right.
And the way that we would do that is by roasting a few of these beans, not much,
No,
at home.
You don't need a lot, and that's the cool thing about adding a lot of these additives. Like if you want to do like a vanilla bean porter, it's like 3 beans per 5 gallons.
right?
You're just like, boop.
Yeah,
Exactly. You drop it in cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all you need. When we do a stout, and a particularly high ABV stout, we'll probably use 1.5 ounces for like 2.5 gallons. When you do a 5-gallon batch, you'll use about 2.5 ounces, maybe 3. But you do not need a lot because the flavor of these beans just come through.
Well, exactly. And we were talking about a situation where, I roast this just a couple days before it ends up getting tossed into
That's
the batch.
perfect because you want to consume it as quickly as you roast it.
Exactly.
Which is why if you're getting a good pour over, they'll grind it right in front of you.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly how it should be.
Yeah.
But there is a window at the very beginning where it is actually not ready.
Right, you gotta wait.
Yeah, there's like a period where it's not okay,
and that was
there's
the-
another period over here where it's not okay.
You
But then it's
gotta
good
get right in
here.
the middle.
Well, this is my entree into roasting coffee. I'm like, oh, hey Jerry, I got the coffee roaster and everything.
fresh roast?
The fresh roast. And
So real quick, a
Yeah.
fresh roast is functionally speaking, Precious Channel, much like a hot air popper.
Got
It's
it.
basically just a specialized hot air popper, which is to say a fluid bed roaster. So there's a constant
So it's like
high-powered.
Jiffy Pop?
Yes.
essentially, yeah.
There's
like camping.
there's a constant high-powered
Just shaking.
fan. Yeah, there's a constant high-powered fan making sure that the beans themselves never remain in contact with any part of the apparatus for very long.
yeah.
And does it just go on your stove?
No, it just goes on your table counter.
It is.
Oh.
You know, like a popcorn, like
Oh.
an Orville Redenbacher
Oh, wow.
type
Nice.
popper.
And they're like $100, and
So I could get one and roast my own coffee?
yeah, and
So
it takes
easy.
5 minutes to do it. Literally 5 minutes.
What?
On one of those fresh roasts.
Stop
can.
giving me new hobbies!
Well, no.
But if you do bigger batches, it takes longer.
Yeah, but like tiny ones, like I could make
he
my
and
own.
absolutely. He and I roast coffee. If you're doing it for a long time, eventually you just want to roast more. And so we'll roast for a pound at a time.
Yeah.
It probably takes 22 minutes
Right.
to
Wow.
roast a pound of coffee, and then it has to cool down for a
Yeah.
while because it's like 500 fucking degrees.
And you're just like, the beans!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the first time I did this, I'm going through the process. I'm like texting Jerry. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. This smells wonderful. The beans are changing colors. And he's like, I know what you want to do right now. He's like, I know you want to take these out, immediately grind them, and put them and put them to work. He's like, have some patience.
No.
Wait till
12
the
hours.
morning.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
and go for it. And it was the hardest 12 hours of my life because
Oh,
my
yeah, 'cause it
entire
smelled so
house
good.
smelled like
Oh, man.
roasted coffee. It was
No.
torture.
And roasting coffee does not smell like coffee. It's
Yeah.
No,
actually
it
a
smells
different
like,
smell.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
caramel and cocoa.
Yeah, it smells like pastries.
right.
Right.
It's
so
like
good.
intoxicating.
It
It's
is
my
indeed.
favorite smell.
Yeah.
It is indeed. So, but this is something you can have in your house, like legit for
Yeah,
real.
it's amazing.
Anyway, so what we're talking about here is, so just like the way you go to a Northern Brewer for that type of shit, like I've been going to Sweet Maria's. There's definitely other places
Yeah, absolutely.
that have beans, but it's like, it's online, the internet. You can go on and you can talk to Sweet Maria's. You can choose beans. So for a couple of years, I just got 6-pound samplers. So it's like 6 pounds of different origins. And then as soon I started sort of like, as soon as I got into Ethiopian coffees and Kenyan coffees, it's like, oh, okay, well, that's where I'm going to be. I'm not going to,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not going to
so
drink
good.
any, but you know what I mean? Like, there's no more of this
Yeah.
Colombian coffee. Like, that's not going to happen
No,
anymore.
that tastes
So-
like fireplace.
Yes, exactly. So here's the
tastes like
situation.
great.
Well, it's sophisticated, right? Because generally speaking, if you're going to go to a place and they have an Ethiopian coffee, they're not going to be roasting it the same way.
No. Yeah.
Because if they did, generally, I talked about this on one of the Q&As, right? Generally speaking, if you're like a French roast or an Italian roast, like that's not a thing. Like you do that when you want to cover something up. Like you do that the same way that a criminal would like hide a body. You know what I mean?
it might be good for strikes, but you know.
Exactly. But here's the situation. So we're talking about like, here's some of the notes: peach, mango, Concord grape, lemon tea, burned caramel, bergamot, chocolate, dark fruit. Right, good for espresso. Sounds like a pretty good coffee. And then over here, dark caramel, honey, stone fruits, woody note in the finish. And then we also have this one down here, which is a larger, a more robust body. Stone fruit, light to mid-roast, orange marmalade, mango, cinnamon, clove spice, peach-like acidity, right? So each one of these, now, these are tasting notes that you would generate from cupping. So that involves like doing like a fresh grind and then like hitting it with really hot water where the water, you're basically making what they call a liquor. And so it has the grounds in it, like a Turkish coffee.
Right.
And so it's not like drinking coffee regularly, but it allows
It's
you
a
to...
tasting thing, yeah.
It's right. It is a tool of assessment. And so obviously to really get at some of this stuff, but the rest of the time it's just good.
Right.
It just tastes good.
Right.
Right? And so what we can do for the Strix beer is that we can bolster those fruity coffee notes with a good light roast of any one of these.
I love light roast coffee too. It's really good.
They get the best flavors.
Well, I was just
Yeah.
going to say, what this means is that you like coffee.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's a light roast. I mean, there's a point at which in any of these roasts where the origin character, which is to say the coffee we're talking about here, is obliterated.
Right, yes.
And that's not what we want.
No.
We want
No.
stop
No.
before
my,
that.
my favorite coffee shop at home, it's right by where I live. I go there all the time. They're the best. They do a drink there where they do a pour over coffee of the Ethiopia, like really light, to where it has notes of almost like black tea.
Yes, exactly.
And they mix it with lemonade and put it on ice.
What?
And it is
Oh,
the
I
best
bet
drink
that's interesting.
ever. Like
bet
it's
that's
because
all right.
they make it so that it's so like such a light roast, and it's like it's really good. And you don't think it would be good, but it's really good because
Exactly.
it's such the coffee's so good.
Exactly, but the thing you have to remember about this, and then obviously there's differences in how these things can be prepared and washed. This is a fruit. Coffee is
Yeah.
a fruit.
Comes in a little berry thing.
Cherry,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's this, before they do all this, this is a fruit. And this bean knows about that.
Yeah. And the good one, they taste like that.
And as long as you don't fuck it up, you can maintain it.
Yeah.
So, because you are Strix, which one of these bad boys should I roast?
Oh man.
So you go ahead and take a look at these. Which one of these bad boys should I roast so I can throw it in the cold tank and we can impart some of these notes in addition to the rest of your deal?
I mean, the middle one's standing out to me because it's got the dark caramel, honey, stone fruits, which is like what? Like a, what's a stone fruit?
Like an apricot.
I was okay, fruits with stones in them. Cool. Good to throw at people.
Naturally.
Yeah. And woody notes, that's good. That's good too.
Yep, yeah, and because we have a little bit of that elsewhere in the mix, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, so we will go for the Bonga Forest Mankira.
Yeah.
I know how to do that, and I will make it happen.
Sweet.
So
All right.
That's gonna be
So-
awesome.
Now we need a name.
now we need a name for this beer.
Well, that's we gotta ask chat
Oh, absolutely.
because they're gonna be way.
No, because they were murdering it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're on it.
So what are we thinking? What are we thinking about this Strix? We talk about Strix 9. I think that there's
Strix
Strix 9
that
is
was one.
there's something kind
really
of cool.
good.
I'm gonna put that in there.
Strix is bad with math though, and it sounds kind of numbery.
Yeah.
Just a reminder.
You have some names in your questions too. You might want to check.
Oh, kick ass.
Okay. Haghart is.
Oh, that's a good one. She
What's
has
it
a lot of hag heart. She has a lot of history with hag.
Oh, Haghart Stout.
River
is-
Strix.
that's
Oh,
great.
that's good. Haghart Stout is an amazing name.
Yeah.
Strix Dark Omen, Strix Caramel Crystal Ball.
Well, she's no good with crystal ball. She'd break that. Just kidding.
Just drop.
I love River Strix. That
Yeah, no,
one's-
it's
oh,
in the mix.
Trashed Witch.
Trash
Trash
Witch,
Witch.
yeah.
Trash
Trash
Witch.
Witch was awesome.
Strix
Dark
Trash Witch.
Contract. Dark Contract.
Oh, what?
Dark Contract.
So good.
I feel so bad. I have thought about little else. When I'm lying in bed at night, I think about how I fucked up that poem.
Oh no, you did so good. It was fine.
God, at the end,
I was so
messed up,
excited.
I messed up the gym part.
Oh, there was a reason for that. I was kidding.
It's like
I was
dun
making
dun dun.
eyes. I was just making eyes, and I was like, get that gym part.
So we have got some hot shit here.
Wow,
Lots
those are
of good
all
options.
really
Agreed.
good.
Lots of good
Oh,
options
Snickety
here.
Snooks, yeah, that's from that's from our show because one time Strix fed a mongrel creature in Barovia some Snickety Snook. So that's it's a long story.
That's
Just
great.
makes up words. It's okay.
Listen.
Strix sticks.
As a writer myself, I support that 100%.
and the plainer words.
But also, Dark Contract is hot
it is.
because
That's so
obviously
cool.
the dark color, right? But it also totally ties into the Ack
the story.
theme,
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is a great
God, they're
name.
all really good names.
Yeah, the
I kind of want to make. I kind of want to make
Yeah.
all these beers now, like just
But you know,
because of the
you know
names.
they would be in there. Like you know that, like just at the bottom of this thing.
That's the one
It's
she
like,
forgot about. Was
yeah.
the Haggard's- yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some hot shit.
Yeah. Oh man.
Hot shit.
Brew Witch. That's good. Oh wow, Trash Witch and Dark Contract are pretty close.
Yeah.
they like the contract one, which is fair.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
God, they're all really great names.
Dark. They want the subtitles. They want dark. They want Dark Contract, the trashed witch.
Yeah.
There's like
That's
a movie,
good,
like
you
a
can put
movie
it together,
theme.
yeah.
Well, no, Dark Contract is like the overarching theme, and then we have Dark Contract,
Trashed witch.
River Styx, Haggard Stout.
Yeah.
Like it's your own. It's your own.
Yeah.
It's a series.
It's
This
a
is
series.
your own brewery,
Of the-
right?
of the trashed
of the
witch?
trashed
Yeah, it's
witch.
like- no, it's
Oh my
a dark-
God.
No, they're all Dark
The trash-
Contracts.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
But-
all
oh, yeah,
different.
yeah.
They're all
Or-
different subclauses.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
the trash witch is like she just makes this brew
Yeah, there
in
could
the
be
woods.
more than one. I mean,
Oh
she's
my
had 50 years, so
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
let's be
Here.
honest.
So this is Dark Contract.
I don't know. Look at wow, it's close.
So close.
It's very close, but I think that this might be Dark Contract,
Yeah,
Trashed
it's-
Witch.
Trash
Trash Witch, yeah.
Yeah, and then we do a Dark Contract, River Styx. Shrek.
Exactly. River Strix.
Yeah.
Right?
One, yeah,
Here,
there you
here.
go.
Now it could be like this. It could be like this. Okay.
You ready for this?
I'm dun 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 dun. Now, so Dark Contract, Trashed Witch. Please enter it into the scrolls. But so we had something I think it'd be fun to experiment with at some point, even if it doesn't happen with this particular recipe. I thought it might be very Strix to have. We're going to do this base malt. We're going to use the darkness yeast, right? It might be fun to take that same base, but sour it.
Yeah.
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 Because
That would be awesome.
Especially when it comes to the theme. If she really has left it somewhere.
Yeah.
I think souring at least a portion of it.
No, so we take the same recipe.
Yeah.
What's the name? So it'll still be Dark Contract.
River Strix.
River Strix, yes, that'd be so
is
good.
the
Strix
soured
is
version.
the soured
Yeah.
version.
And we can do both. I mean, it's so easy because
Exactly.
we'll do 2 batches and then we'll sour one.
Yeah.
And then leave the other one to go.
That's the one she forgot about.
Yeah.
For sure. She's like, well, it's not going to kill me, so I guess I'm going to drink it anyway.
No, exactly. And a lot of times, like, I find soured beer is very challenging, generally speaking, to drink.
I do too. Like, there's some that I really like, but like, I'll still drink them.
No, I'm not leaving it in the cup. Let's be real. But I think that this would be more to my liking because there's so much else going on.
Right.
Right.
And the coffee.
Oh,
the
yeah.
coffee.
yeah.
In fact, the Ethiopian coffee
Cold
with
brew.
the sour,
Yeah.
it's like the
That's
lemonade.
gonna be neat.
It's
That
like
is gonna
because
be
it
a
will
really
work.
cool one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'll work really well.
And a way to do that too is not only sour it, but you just mentioned cold brew.
Yeah.
You can cold brew it and then pour the cold brew into the secondary fermenter.
Oh, just
So
blend it.
the aroma. So when you put it in the second, like we can do this one of 2 ways. We can put the
Grounds in the
coffee
sachet.
right into the boil,
Yeah.
which is going to give us taste.
Yeah.
Or we can put the grounds into the fermenter, and it's going to give you
That's
aroma.
what we want.
Yeah.
I think that that's what we want
Yeah.
the most because coffee is very, very present.
Yeah.
Right.
We have made that choice many times.
Right.
And we're throwing the lavender in too.
Indeed.
Yeah, because that's
Indeed.
just what was in her pocket. She's
Exactly. Fall in.
Like, eh. Fall in,
It's like
falls.
tucked into the belt.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, fine, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel as though we have really succeeded in a
love
human
this.
I'm so
endeavor.
excited.
Yeah, this has been amazing.
I'm so excited.
Hey, so
So,
I'll let you
2
know.
years later, just kidding.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. No, I mean, my suspicion is that we'll probably brew this in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we're going to
Wow.
make Red Larch regular.
Oh, nice. So you're
and
gonna do
then
that too.
exactly, and then the next week after, then we'll
Nice.
do that, and we'll just keep putting together our recipes.
I love that we have we can do multiple versions. I love this Dark Contract as the overarching title.
Yeah.
And
The
all
herb
these-
brand.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The dark contract of it, like so, like the Barovians are just coming to her hut, and she's like just serving them drinks
Yeah.
because she can't make pastries because it's just not, there's-
Exactly.
She's in a forest,
Yeah.
but she can just like find some weird beer ingredients and put it in
Absolutely.
a cauldron and just kind of tape it up or something.
Yeah, just known for it.
I love
Yeah, put
it.
mud, like a mud lid on a cauldron with like that's how I imagine them brewing.
You just gotta
So good.
push it
Yeah,
off.
yeah, right.
No, it's gonna be super good. Holly Conrad, wow! Thank you so much for coming on to our show.
Oh, thank you for having me. It
Oh.
was great. I love this stuff. It's wonderful because it's what I would just do in my free time.
Yeah,
anyway.
right. Like when we have free time.
Yeah, if my friends were like, "You want to make beer?" I'm like,
Yeah.
yes. After D&D characters, you don't have to tell me twice.
Right.
I'm already here.
Right, and that's what we were doing. Like for the whole time, we're like, oh, we should just talk about brewing and D&D. Like, I mean, that's what we literally talk about on Saturday nights, right?
Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, being intoxicated when you're playing D&D is fun.
It's happened.
It's, yeah.
I'm just saying.
On occasion.
It happens on occasion, you know, just like sometimes you have to, like, you know, make sure that people pace themselves so that things don't get out of hand.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, so it seems like a good idea. It might be to go through a few questions real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, so for Holly, it's you. Is it cosplay if you're cosplaying your own character?
So that's, I've thought about that. And we've had this issue, like, because we've written fan fiction. Not like, is it fan fiction if you write canon stories about your D&D character?
Oh,
We've done
exactly.
that.
Yeah. Exactly.
We've done that. Like our whole crew has done that. So we're just like, is that fan fiction? So like, is it cosplay? I don't know. I think it's just LARPing. I think it's just LARPing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a threshold there. But anyway, that's Salt. Been around a while.
Yeah.
They wanted you to know their costume was incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Exactly
Super fun to make.
Hey, so a few people have asked about what food would be good as a match with something like this, with a big stout. Somebody else was talking about chili. I think that chili would be a very good combo.
Very rad.
It's just all these low tastes, like these earth tastes.
So I have a favorite chili recipe.
Oh, do share.
So
Yeah, and it's actually.
I mean, is this a secret chili recipe, or can you talk about this?
I can talk about
Yeah.
it, but it's just like, it's amazing. And why it's so good is it's a vegan chili, which is, it's very different than normal chilies, but it involves cinnamon. You put cinnamon in it.
yeah,
That's
It's
interesting.
I've
so
heard of this.
good.
It works.
I love it. I mean, it might not be for everyone, but I think it's amazing.
How does the cinnamon affect the flavor? Like, is it just, I mean, do you just taste cinnamon, or is it
No,
just...
it's just a little bit of, it's just like a tiny
Yeah.
bit, and it's just like, oh, it's just so good. And it's,
Super
and I
cool.
got it from my favorite cafe. They stopped making it, and I just like went up to them and I was like, can
Aw.
I get this recipe? And they're
Right,
like, of
right,
course.
right,
And I was
right.
like, but I only have the ingredients to make like a restaurant amount. So whenever I do it, I'm just like, everyone come over, it's chili
I've got a
time.
vat of chili.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, Erica the Mad wanted to know about a recommendation for reads on the history of beer. There's a very interesting book called The World in Six Glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
And that'll hook you up because it's going to cover wine and whiskey as well.
Oh, nice.
There's a ton. I mean, just go. Actually, the best place to look at those is
With your local library.
is your actual local brew store.
Oh, yeah.
They have most
That's what
brew
those
stores,
people want to talk about.
right? Like we all
if you're
nerd out
buying a
about it.
history book, they're like, would you like to talk about it?
Yeah. The Charlie Papazian books, which, by the way, he's in town today, and he's
yeah?
going to be at Old Stove.
You're going to go worship him?
I'm like, I won't fanboy about many people, but Charlie Papazian is the guy that taught everybody how to drink beer.
Yeah, he invented it. He invented the homebrewing revolution, which is to say he invented the craft brew revolution because all those people learned at home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, but those are all good books, but I would always recommend just going to the homebrew stores because you're going to find titles upon titles upon titles again.
Yeah, Wi-Fi wanted me to try Salt Spring Islands Brewery. They have a Groot up there.
Oh, really?
But I guess the best they've had. There's going to be a character for whom a Groot is actually the right choice. I have been to Salt Spring, just so you know, Wi-Fi. That's where I went on my honeymoon.
Really?
And it's like literally the only, like, when I think back, it's like the only vacation I think I've ever had. Like, I have never been more chill. It was the ultimate, right?
Right.
So I quit my job, and I had like 2 weeks of vacation.
Yeah.
But then I was like starting another job, and they'd given me a bonus. So it's just like I had nothing to do, and I was rich as fuck. Like, it was a maze. Yeah. It was a maze.
I know that feeling, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what is the name of the beer you're drinking post-hop tasting? That is Tyrannosaurus Groot.
Tyrannosaurus
a gift from
Groot.
Sam Hotep.
It was great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the
Good
Shanzi.
for your friends who don't like beer.
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. The Shanzi said a while ago we tried Pico Brew. Will we be brewing whole grain on a different system or on Pico Brew? I think for our show, we can
Pico.
set it up right here. We have a very good process. He created this mutant chiller.
Oh.
I'll have to send you this picture. It is like, it is this insane. It has a pump over here, and then it has this like device called a plate chiller, which is like these layers of copper plates. Cold water on one side, the wort on the other.
Oh, wow.
It chilled out like 3 gallons of beer from 207 to 66 in about 8 minutes.
Oh my
If
god.
that.
Does it look just like a cool, like,
It's
Yes.
mechanical,
it's
like,
some Doc
it's
Brown
alchemy.
shit.
It's alchemy,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's Doc
Sweet.
Brown shit.
Yeah.
Sweet.
For real.
But for our purposes, the Pico Brew is just super convenient. Like we could literally set up the whole big brewing shebang, but for a stream it would take too long, and we just wanted to show you the color. Like for me, when we do the Pico brew, you see it going through the stages where you see the color go from very light to, like for this, it'll go from light to dark as the mash happens. Whereas if we used a more traditional brewing setup, it would be in a pot and you would never see anything.
Exactly. So there's lots of reasons why it works.
And Pico Brew is really great too. So.
Exactly. I'm going to get to a couple more questions because then you're actually heading down to Wizards, right?
I am, yes, yeah.
I want to let you get.
I know, I'm going straight from a stream, and Anna's and we're going straight to Wizards to do Waffle Crew questions.
Well, that's going to be a hell of a drive. So I want to make sure that you get a chance.
Oh, really?
To get,
I don't know anything about.
Enjoy.
I'm just like
Enjoy. Hey, did you drink did you drink the Zagerneser beer at Old Stove? How would you describe it? It is a brown ale, so it has a very even temperament.
Yep.
Highly potable.
Yep.
But the way Jared, the brewer over there, puts it together is that he alters the hop profile a little bit, so it's much brighter. Still very drinkable, but much brighter. I had a very good time with it. Can you only do beer in the Pico or meat or other variants? You can do beer in the Pico. You can also do sous vide.
Yeah, meat. You can do meats.
For some reason, you can also do sous vide.
That's interesting.
The brewing device.
Right.
And essential oils,
which is awesome.
Yeah.
So if I go home and brew meat in a bucket, can it be under the dark contract?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Absolutely.
That's going to be the tier 1.
We will share. I will send
you
share
the recipes.
ownership.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That'll be
I
the
think
tiers.
You should. Yeah, I think you should. Do
I want to. If it's that easy, and I just put it in my closet, like.
All you have to do is get a big carboy. You pour honey in it. You pour water in it.
Clean carboy.
Clean carboy. Sanitized carboy.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, what? Maybe you should try a dirty one, right?
It's a brewing apparatus. So basically, think about like the tank that's on top of like a Culligan like water thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a bubbler.
Yes.
It's like that, but upside down.
And
glass.
Yeah.
Cool. Got it.
It's a giant jug.
And you put a lid on it with a little.
You put an airlock on top
so that it lets the air out.
Yeah, it lets the CO2 come out.
Got it. You just send me that list, that Amazon list, and I will just get all those things and I will make it.
We will hook it up, and like I say, so we're gonna put together.
And I'll send you guys some. Make it under the dark contract. And
we will trade you, and we will send. We will put together some dark contract. It'll be about 3 weeks until it's ready to bottle and send down.
I think mead takes longer, right?
Yeah, mead takes about. It ferments in about 2 months, but you have to age it. So
got it.
I always recommend the minimum aging to be 6 months.
Okay.
And then it's drinkable. It's not hot and
So we'll have to take a rain check for 6 months, but it will happen.
No, you will still get yours on a regular schedule.
Yeah.
This is Acquisitions Incorporated.
Yeah.
All right. Highly efficient.
Right.
I have one last question to ask, but it's for a viewer that is close by. Evelyn? Evelyn?
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's coming on. Yay!
Royalty.
It's our paladin.
Evelyn, the paladin?
Yeah, what's up?
Is there any way we can make a drink for you at some time on the show?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
That'll be the happiest drink.
Oh, yeah.
This is Evelyn's sunshine juice.
Exactly. If there's anyone that would be the opposite of a Strixbeer.
Yeah.
No, we are prepared to manage this task.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next time you're up in town, or maybe it might be something like maybe next PAX West or something like that.
Or we
awesome.
Skype you in. We'll put you on a TV somewhere around.
Let's roll you in and put something together.
I would love that. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Sunshine beer, Lathander's Amber Ale.
Yes.
Stop it.
No.
Wow.
Lathamber.
It's a Lathamber. Sunshine cider. Oh, there's already going
cider.
off.
Look at this.
Cider.
Oh my God.
Cider would be perfect.
Lathander Light.
Do you like cider? Love it. She loves cider.
Oh, we could do a very good cider.
Yeah, which is the opposite of the Strixbeer.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, Precious Channel. Is there something else?
Have we given them the name, or have they gotten the name, the Amber Council yet?
The Amber? No, they don't have a name yet. We will try to figure out the ultimate name for the channel, so they can refer to them as such. They might just still be the Shadow Council. We'll see.
Should be, yeah.
In any case, thank you so much for coming and watching our show. Thank you, Holly.
Thank you for having me.
Coming on the show. We'll send you some cool stuff down. Thanks for playing on the game.
It was the best.
Best one. It was the absolute best one.
So much fun.
So
You'd
glad to
summon
meet
me
you.
anytime, because I know that you lied. The
I am
contract
a liar.
is
Yes.
still there.
100%. But yeah, awesome times. Thanks for doing it.
And just know your beer is more alcohol content than his.
No, it's about twice.
That's because Strix wants to forget everything. It's a medicine. Thank you.
Your beer is like twice the content of the Red Larch regular, like twice.
It's a medicine.
Yeah, it is. It's for wounds.
Yeah, it's Strix's wound forget-me juice.
Yeah, it's for the wounds on the inside.
Yeah, it's for the wounds on the inside.
Thank you so much for coming by. We'll see you.
Bye.